packages starting as low as $5. Martin has packages.
And at the track, right here on
Very much for joining us in your Preakness Day. Fearless leaders here at VSiN. Steve Cohen, he's also a not-so...
It's going today. Enjoyed all your programs leading into the Triple Crown. So great job, boys.
Appreciate that, the kind words, Steve. If you're enjoying the show, make sure you catch us over at VSiN Live on the VSiN YouTube channel every Friday, 2:15 Eastern, 11:15 Pacific, as we'll lead you up to the Belmont Stakes. The 2-week gap between the Derby and the Preakness most likely cost us Sovereignty being in this race. Before we get into the field, I know you...
Well, I mean, look at it this way. If you're a true super horse, right, so quickly to race in the Triple Crown Series, all 3 races, and get 3 wins. So, you have to understand these horses. They're young, some mature faster than others, and I just think it cheapens it. It's just like when, as a football fan, I grew up 14-game schedule. You get 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving. Yeah. Nice year, big year. We're going to spread out 5 weeks, 4 weeks apart for the Triple Crown races. It would mean the same thing to me. It would just cheapen the value of a true Triple Crown winner.
I think you used the right word, cheapen, and I totally agree with that. Whether it's right or wrong to spread them out, it would totally have the Derby winner. But let's talk about this field. Who you liking today in the Preakness?
Well, I don't differ much from you guys, right? I think journalism is the class, just a 2-week layoff and run his race. If he is, I think he's going to win the race. If he's not, then, that opens up the door for some of these other horses. I'm intrigued by the 8, Clever Again, and just triple-digit buyer in the race. So I like Clever Again. I'm interested in River Thames because, if you watched the Bluegrass, he kind of got loose coming into the stretch, right? Didn't handle very well that last turn and kind of drifted a bit. And I was just kind of 4 career starts. That was his 4th. So I'm interested to see what he'll do. So basically, I'm going 2-8-6, 2 over. Save myself a little bit just in case the 8 can get there, and just in case journalism isn't as fresh as I hope.
It seems like it really does come down to the question of, is journalism fresh? Because you mentioned that his buyers are better than this field, the one horse who has in the stables there. We've been talking about the pace here a little bit, Steve, and it feels like this is going to be another setup here where we have a quick pace early. You've got...
Yeah, I do. And, you look at journalism, every single race, he was near the top coming into the stretch, right? December. So that's what I would expect. And, where I probably differ a little bit is going to drop like a lead balloon. So I think the one who will drop is the 1 because, again, 2 weeks off, so Baffert put him in. And outside of that, I think I'm going to sprinkle Gosker in. I need 1 long shot sprinkled in, just to sprinkle him a little bit.
They may get 2nd or 3rd, so your take on it. Let's pretend Sovereignty was here today and he was in the race. What do you think? I mean, do you think he's that type of horse that could do it and could get the job done? Or do you think maybe...
I bet him in the Derby. I really liked the horse. Couldn't race. I thought the Pan Street was even better than, and this is what happens. So, has a win today and impressive, and race well after 2 weeks. So the Belmont will have even more rest for him ahead. So, but I like Sovereignty. Hopefully they'll all be running in the Belmont up at Saratoga.
Yeah, it would be phenomenal. It would be great to have a Preakness champion in journalism heading up there to take on that pack at Saratoga as well. Steve, we might...
And we welcome you to Lakewood, Ohio, as Western Reserve Radio and City View this Saturday evening. What has turned out to be a relatively nice night here up in the Cleveland area. Looked a little bit shaky earlier there. Cloudy skies, sun's out now. Up in the upper 60s, and not anticipating any rain during tonight's game. And tonight, the Cleveland Cobras, they make their 2025 home debut as they get ready to take on a familiar foe in the Erie Express. Ohio last week, as they would take on the Northwest Ohio Warlocks. After one quarter, they were in the lead by a score of 27-0. And for the Warlocks, that will be their second game of the year. And some controversy at the end. We're not really going to address that. But nonetheless, Cleveland, coach, looking good. And two things that really you had that stood out. Number one was the run game. For the first quarter, well, that was most of the game. I believe all 4 touchdowns on the ground.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, they got it together. Again, this is going to be a bigger test for them back, and we look healthy, so we'll see what happens because, Erie's going to give them a football game.
Yeah, the Erie Express, they were on the road last week as well as they are the Erie Express, one of the better programs throughout the country in terms of competing nationally, and really you don't discount them out. Probably a little bit shorthanded tonight as we heard, but with Erie, you're going to have a lot of depth, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, strong football team, well coached. So they will be next guy up, and that's how you have to be
on the field this year. Some of those names not available last week, and they will be available this week, so we'll highlight them as we go along. For the Erie, a couple of guys unavailable this week, but when we talked to Paul Pennington, he said this is an opportunity for those young guys to step up. They're going to get a significant.
But even injuries down the field, young guys the way coming right out and wanting to play and maybe get some time now in this preseason, and so they can get a good look. So if they need them down the road, they'll be ready to go.
Talk about defense for the Cleveland Cobras last week. The Warlocks never making it off their side of the field. The only time they did was on the quarter change. They were tenacious, to say the least, in terms of the Cleveland Cobras with the pressure, but also doing a great job in the secondary. That pressure really led to some good defensive breakups and a couple of interceptions.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, obviously this is going to be a better team. It'll be better tests, and it's going to be a test for both Erie and the Cobras. So we'll see exactly how it goes on. So, again, I see some names out there or some numbers that we don't recognize. It looks like some younger people there. So, this will be a very interesting game.
Well, it depends on your philosophy. A lot of the teams will look at this as out-of-league games. Some will look at this as a preseason game with the opportunity to look at those young guys. And for Erie, I think that's going to be the case.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and there's nothing wrong with that because maybe if you have a little bit of question on a player, whether they think that maybe we could plug them in somewhere, this is going to help the coaching staff take a look at these players and say, hey, we could use them maybe on this position or over here. So, this gives the opportunity to maybe some of the younger guys to be able to get in there and do what they got to do.
Pregame show here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network. Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to clevelandcobrasfootball.com, Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem Sports Talk is on the iMedia One network. Youngstown, Ohio.
Of the PAFL, Cleveland Cobras and the Tier 2 division, as they will start their regular season on May 31st over there. Playing teams earlier here in May. They've started their season, and they've played some PAFL teams, so that is counted for them. So that's kind of the unique situation with the PFA. They will play different teams and count it towards their record as they go into their playoff series.
Yeah, and again, it just depends on league and coaches and how they want to all of our games, regardless of what it was. So I get you on that one.
Certainly take a look at some scores from earlier around the league. It was on years, but things seem to be turning around for them a little bit there, Coach. We've seen teams we talked about from our own experience with the Western Reserve Scourge, winless in their first year, build a little bit back. You have those bumps in the road, but to get a 34-0 shutout over any team, that's a good sign as you get into your regular season.
Yeah, absolutely. But and again, starting out as we did, and when Noble and I took over, we had to put our system in and do it. It took us a little bit, but we got our rolling and stuff, and we ended up eventually going undefeated. And then again, next year in 15, we won it all. So it was a great experience for me. I enjoyed it. But as far as the teams, you just have to be patient with these guys. And this is a hard level. People don't realize the amount of time and effort that a coach puts in because, you don't have practices every day. You try to get them to watch film, and we did stuff on the internet that we were able to have people look in and watch film and what we were
a little bit
doing.
ahead of our time there,
we were,
in the generation of Zoom.
Yeah.
We were utilizing that early on.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was because of you and your knowledge on computers and stuff. But where I'm down in my basement drawing up stuff and working on the offense, and Tom would walk up and do this, and we'd talk about special teams. So that put us that far ahead of some of the teams maybe before the season. Our guys knew we had to do. Yeah, we had to get our practices in, but still throughout the year being able to say, okay, this is what this team does. This is what we got to do to maybe counteract really helped us out a lot.
Change on the offensive line for Cleveland Cobras coach Javon Sanson. Number 90, he will be filling in at the right tackle here. And one thing we noticed with the Cobras, again, a very large offensive line, but last week we noticed doing a great job moving their feet and making those and breaking those holes open for Malik Gaddy and for TJ Johnson.
Yeah, and that's a big thing that I've always, as a line coach, you got to do that. I always said you have got to step, you got to beat them to where you want them to go, and then you've got to punch with them hands. Sit down and you hold a little bit, get them turned, give them that running back that alleyway, because these guys will find that little seam and then they can hit it. So outstanding job by the offensive line.
Yeah, great job by all the running backs last week too, following those blocks, and maybe missed out on a couple of scores just from a few off seconds there, but certainly for Cleveland a positive thought. For the Erie Express, Coach, I'm gonna make you feel old here a little bit. You've been around a while, but some Valley connections here as Javon Provit, Harding High School, 6'5", 330. He's wearing number 72, and you go back to when Warren Western Reserve and Warren Harding combined, and they won that state championship. Yep. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm sure he'll correct me after the game, as Omar Provit and them were playing for Harding, comes from a very big football family, and we're now watching the second and third generation.
I was going to say, when you're up at Warren and you talk about the Provit family, I mean, probably from the 70s all the way up, there has always been a Provit at Warren Harding, or Reserve.
And a group of phenomenal football players.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether it was a Warren Western Reserve, Warren Harding, wherever they went, they really made an impact. We're going to step aside for another timeout. We come back, we'll give you some uniforms here if you're listening on the Live 365 app or on TuneIn. And also, again, we'll talk about the weather here. We should be good tonight. A little bit of wind here. You'll see the camera bouncing around from time to time. But nonetheless, it looks like it's going to be a great night up here in Cuyahoga County. Again, we'll step aside for a break. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast.
Your local supplier, then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for your Saturday 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane, they got gas.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute.
You take a minute. When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can, making sure they're safe and come tips on how you can maintain a healthy life balance, care for your own physical and mental well-being, and manage the challenges of caring for a loved one, because we're here for you. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
My older sister to a big oak tree. It was at least
Professional Fast. Pine Rock Concrete for all your for your free Pine Rock Concrete for all your For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete 506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your football on Western Reserve Radio.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it. Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTV, The Scourge. The Scourge.
Carr, Malik Gaddy, and I believe Tyree Knight out there. Taylor Johnson also coming out for the coin toss. And the sun up out and out as the skies start to clear. Got some rain down in the valley as we were a little bit early there, Coach. Now,
everything's going to be good. Real quick shout out to my granddaughter, Courtney Elizabeth Capon. She's listening back at her house, and she comes in and see how me and Jim do.
Yeah, actually, you stepped in for Dave Clark today on the Saturday Morning Sports page with Pat Lucia. So you've had a busy day as well.
Yep.
Captain's waiting for the coin toss there. You see Paul Pennington, owner of the Erie Express League.
Yep. Another shout out to my daughter. She had her bridal shower today, too. So she's getting married in 31st by Lucas Carr, and very excited for her and Lucas.
And I think HR even granted your day off that day. So, of course.
So Courtney said she'd cover for me. She'll enjoy the little bit of extra little gift that I give her to her at the.
To defer to the second half, just about 90 seconds left defensively. They came out, did a great job. Adam Rogerson and his staff are excited about is the depth that they have this year that maybe they didn't have last year. And certainly it showed last week because they just replaced one person out.
It's going to make it better. So if somebody has to get a little rest or something, or if there's an injury, we've got to step these young guys up, get them in there and play, even if it's not a lot of series. You're next man up. Makes a big difference.
5-man officiating crew for tonight's game. The Erie Express, if you are listening on Live 365 or on TuneIn. Blue. Traditional Erie Express. And for the Cleveland Cobras, they're going to be in their home black jerseys with the green numbers and the black pants, black helmets with the traditional Cobra emblem on each side. 15 minutes up on the board as this is a non-league game. As Mark Means listens in, of course, checking in on us, making sure our audio's good. We were a little loud last week there, Coach. I mean, we're loud normally. We don't need it. We don't need it.
Say that to me. Played for us back in the day. Mr. Ford was out there.
Is he wearing 13 or 12?
He was wearing 13.
Oh, he's wearing 13.
Yes.
Chris Ford, affectionately known as Fitty. One of the...
we were part of him.
He was one of the great guys. Out of Mercyhurst High School going to kick this one off as the officials get...
Say maybe next year they would implement it.
Judge said, I'm not quite ready.
I don't know what we got.
All right, so I think I don't know.
We need somebody
crew that doesn't normally work together. Maybe we'll get the details right.
Yes, many times they played.
So Lazan for the kickoff. Vincent Taylor back there, middle, looking for some room to run. Out past the 25, fight his way down near the 29-yard line. We'll see where they mark it, but that'll be where the Cleveland Cobras will start over first
with the offense. See what happens here. We see all coming out.
So Cleveland starting on offense here again. Last week kept mostly to the ground. Dave Thompson coming in later in the game. TJ Johnson started at quarterback last week. And Thompson come in, put the ball in the air a little bit there for them. Also, they'll go 3 receivers to the near side, as well as D'Angelo Thompson, single receiver. Out to the flats, caught at the 30, 35, 40. And brought out past midfield and knocked out of bounds in Erie Express territory.
Great job. Great run. Patience on the run. That was able to knock him out of bounds.
Devin Tufts on the reception out of Nordonia High School. Gives the Cobras a first down at the Express 44-yard line. They'll go twin receivers to each side this time. Gaddy in the backfield. Thompson, he's going to drop back here. Gaddy will be to his left. Gaddy now going to shift over to the right. Just about 14 minutes here in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, Tyree Knight going to go in motion from left to right. Thompson with the three-step drop, looking out to his right. Fires going to be tipped and almost intercepted at the 39-yard line. Ball's going to hit the turf. And if the number is right, that's going to be Sean Muhammad out of Central Tech, the 5'9", 225 linebacker, 225-pound linebacker, had an opportunity for an interception, couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, somebody got a paw up there and knocked it down.
13:42 left here, first quarter.
I'll tell you what, the offensive line is doing a good job. Erie's coming, and they're picking them up. So I think Slap needs to maybe drop back a little bit more. It was just a quick toss, but he's got to get a little bit more depth on that. And when these offensive linemen got to bang when these guys go up in the air and try to get them off their feet, the defensive line. 3
receivers to the far side. D'Angelo Thompson will be the single receiver to the near side. Thompson in the shotgun, Gaddy to his left. Thompson with the count, 13-10 on the clock. So movement up front, and it's going to be Tyree Knight they're going to get for the move. They're going to knock him back 5. So 2nd and 15 for Cleveland.
It looked like defense came across, and then the offense moved. But, again, that's why I'm up here, and they wear the stripes.
Most notable word. He'll be on the end to the left of the Cobras. Eddie Tate, defensive end. Thompson in the shotgun, Gaddy to his left. And Thompson, single receiver to the near side, 3 receivers to the far side. Thompson throwing into the sun. 3-step drop, looking out to his left, stepping up in the pocket, eludes it, has time, and it's going to be caught. And Devin Tufts at the 39, trying to find room to the outside. Gets a great block from a receiver. And it's going to be Tyree Knight with the block that opens it up for Tufts to make his way down to the 34-yard line. It'll be just short of a first. Now they're going to say it's a first down.
First down, Jim. I watched where the ball come down, and they marked that. I tell you what, first down. That's a great job. Good read by Slap. He was able to elude the rush, and that's a great job.
Great job creating some time with his legs, the veteran. Hand off to Gaddy. Gaddy looking for room to the outside, trying to follow a block. He'll be brought down at the 35-yard line. May have lost a yard on the play depending on where they spot it. 2nd and 11 now for the Cleveland Cobras.
Yeah, I tell you what, he tried to string that out, but Erie was there. There was a bunch waiting for him. He might have been able to plant that foot and get maybe a little bit of cutback. He might have had a little bit more yardage, but unfortunately, Erie scraped really well, and he ran out of real estate.
Tufts Johnson, the receivers to the far side, will be D'Angelo Thompson and Tyree Knight. To the near side, 2x2, Gaddy in the backfield. Thompson walking up to the line. Lamorris Dillard leading the offensive line today at center. DeAndre Carr, Cobras. Back judge. As there's 10:45 left here in the first quarter. No score if you're just joining us. Thompson looking out to his right, fires over the middle. Oh, almost intercepted again by Erie. Jay Gluss out of Grove City College with the opportunity to pick that off. And I'm not sure where he was throwing that one, Coach.
You know what? It looked like he was throwing at the Devon. I'm not sure on that because it looked like he was looking that way. It's the only one that was even close. He's come close right now to a couple of picks, so he's got to be very careful on his under throws or his wide throws.
Tufts Johnson to the far side. Matt Wise, Tyree Knight, twin receivers to our side. Gaddy still in the backfield. He'll get to the left of Dave Thompson. Erie crowding the line, showing blitz. Got some movement up front, and we'll get a flag. It's going to be an encroachment against Erie, and that's going to give Cleveland 5 yards. So instead of 3rd and 11, it's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Cobras.
Yeah, absolutely. That was on Thompson. Yeah, great job. He really held them down, and then quick counted them and hard counted them, and they were able to come across. That's a great job.
I believe that was going to be Todd Russell on the encroachment. He'll head to the sideline. Thompson down the middle of the field, out to the left, and it's going to be incomplete.
Bet you he'd want that one back. He just threw to the corner just a half a step too much.
And I believe Matt Wise was the intended receiver for Cleveland. So, of course.
So we got about 4th and 5. We got a timeout.
All right, 9:35 left here, first quarter. Timeout, Cobras. We'll step aside for a break. You were listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
Wherever you go. Wow! The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
The stations that are always ahead of the game.
9:37 here, depending on your angle.
Yeah.
We'll call it 6.
Yeah.
For the Cobras, they're going to go for it. They're on the Erie Express side of the field as Knight and them getting the start for the Cleveland Cobras. Thompson back to pass, stepping up in the pocket under pressure, fires downfield, and he's going to overthrow everybody. Out of Strong Vincent High School, and a turnover on downs here. Cleveland will put their defense on the field for the show, and had a couple of guys missing. And one of the guys that we were interested in just by watching the offseason was Brandon Carmen, the linebacker out of Massillon High School. So Joey Scarabino, and we're going to have a flag already, and it looks like we're going to have an encroachment against Cleveland as a 290-pound QB out of Richfield High School. And it'll be now 1st and 5 for Erie, and if you're on the road, Coach, that's a good position to be in.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Cobras have got to settle down here. They can't give him any yardage.
Federer showing pressure, going to hand off up the middle and hit right at the... Try to get you a number on that running back. Or the truck that came through there. Initially a good contact by Lightfoot and didn't really get any help. Or High School, 5'11", 230. Connell now into shotgun, twin receivers to each side. 1st and 10 at the Express 41-yard line. Also throw in Ambrose Picorni on that as well.
Running back instead of the quarterback. That's okay. They got a little bit, at least they got a yard out of it.
Be the closest one to us. O'Connell in the shotgun. Federer again showing some pressure. He'll back out. Connell back to pass, fires out to the
defense. I can't get a number.
Yeah, he's got it tied up under his pads a little bit there. Hard to see if you'll kind of turn around there. I want to say it's Kev Fortson, but now for the Erie Express. That's number 12. I believe that'll be Kev Fortson, but not. I apologize. We'll figure it out here as O'Connell now in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. And he's now going to have Gary Williams in the backfield, also out of Strong Vincent High School. O'Connell, 3-step drop, looking out to the flats, going to drop this one, and it's going to be a missed tackle by Federer. And Erie going to make their way out to the 46-yard line. And a good catch and carry by Gary Williams.
Yeah, and that was a good job by the defense breaking down and getting. Now it's 4th and about 5-6 yards, so they will be punting. So that's a great job by the defense of the Cleveland Cobras.
7:20 left here, first quarter, no score. 4th down, sitting up right around his own 18-yard line to return this for Cleveland. And looks like Erie may be short a player. As Nathan Lazan, 6 foot, 175-pound punter, going to do the duties. And finally, they will get the 11th man on, Jonte Sherrod. And Strong Vincent High School supplying the Erie Express with a significant amount of talent here. So Lazan waiting for the snap. Knight will be content to sidestep it, head to the far side, and smartly let that one go. And that's what Cleveland will take over with 6:27 left here in the first quarter. So offensively, the first series stalls out for Cleveland. Defensively, they hold up and get the ball back.
Yeah, and that was a good punt. So they Slap Thompson could come down there and pick them apart a little bit and drive down the field and see what they can do. But as long as they don't make mistakes. But Thompson.
So far, Devin Tufts, the talk of the game here so far. New receiver for the Cobras really gave him good field position on his first reception of the game. Now Cleveland starting off 1st and 10. I believe they got it marked at the 15-yard line.
Looks to be.
As Thompson now will remain at quarterback. Twin receivers to the near side. That'll be Wise and T.J. Johnson. New running back now for Cleveland. And he'll fight his way forward. Not mistaken. We can get him out of the pile there.
There was a whole lot of bodies all over there. Do you think he was able to, again, 4 or 5 yards on that? So
2nd and 6 now for Cleveland. Thompson, 2 receivers to each side. Quick pass out to the near side. Caught by Matt Wise. Wise cutting back to the inside. Past the 25. Making it down to the 26-yard line. And that'll be
easy. Real safe. So I'll tell you what, they're doing a great job offensively. Coach is doing a good job calling a game and getting it right down the field. Don't get greedy. Just keep picking at it. Drive down the field. And the other thing that I've always talked about, if the offense could keep for an offensive team.
Devin Tufts will be the outside receiver for the Trips side on the right. It'll be T.J. Johnson and Tyree Knight. And Matt Wise will be one. Looking out to his left. Looking for Wise downfield. Crockett knocked it away. Wise, though, had his eyes on it, Coach. Just couldn't get his hands to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what, he needed to throw that more to the outside and get it out there ahead of him. Crockett, outstanding job. Toe-to-toe with him, stride for stride, and turned around at the last second, got that hand up. So, outstanding.
Dave Thompson taking some shots downfield and finding some receivers. Got a little bit of speed and can even work in the short game.
Yeah, but they had one-on-one here, and Crockett, I'll tell you what, he stepped up to the task, did a great job.
Crockett and Wise again, one-on-one. It's going to be out. Second down for Cleveland. Erie showing some pressure up. Cam Sanders put him down on his back there as he came across the middle. And he'll come off the field, and he'll be replaced by James Cooney.
I'll tell you what, it was a great throw. Should have caught that ball. That was right there. He maybe just took a peek inside when he saw the white jerseys of the Erie player. It's the only thing I could think of because Slap stuck it right in there.
Yeah, certainly. I don't want to be the guy coming across the middle, but if you're the linebacker there, you got to get wide eyes and get excited about that one.
Well, you're frothing at the mouth waiting for that one, baby.
All right, Cooney and Crockett will be one-on-one here at the bottom of our screen. Thompson in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the far side. Some movement up front, and we're going to have a flag. And no question, I think, on that one is Dakota Clawwitter will go across the line into the backfield and almost to the concession stand on that one.
Yeah. I mean, he was way back there. I thought he was going to go over it and get the ball off the Slap. He was that far deep.
So right back to the line will be Cooney and Knight to the near side. Handoff off the left side to put the ball away and brought down. A couple yards, going to be 4th down for Cleveland, and for the first time today. Matter of fact, for the first time of the year, we will see the Cobra punt team.
Yep. You know what the thing is I think if he would, instead of pitter-patting a little bit in the hole, I think if he would have put his shoulder down and ran hard, I believe he would have maybe got close to the first down. But Erie's there, and you just can't do that. You can't stutter step in a hole. When you hit it, you got to hit it hard.
Jeff Cooper Ryder coming in for the punt. And Cooper Ryder kicked last week. We inadvertently had him down as Ben Lyons. We apologize for that. As Cooper Ryder out of the University of Toledo. So Cooper Ryder, it could be a big piece of this for the Cobras. He'll bring it down, though. He'll get it away, and it's going to be a good high punt. It'll land at the 39. It's touched, and there's nothing but Cobras there. Flag, and actually the one Erie Express player that was there is going to cover it up. And it was number 51, which we don't have on the roster. But we talk about punts. It's the hot call up here, but
it's going to be interference.
I mean, the returner came right up there, went right through his hands. And he seemed satisfied with whatever was said. But nonetheless, it's going to be a penalty on Cleveland. They're going to bring the ball back onto the Cobra side of the field. They'll mark it 1st and 10 at the Cleveland 44-yard line.
Can't make mistakes like that because now they get the ball in their territory.
Yeah, great opportunity for the Cobras as now O'Connell now into shotgun. Twin receivers to each side, 1st and 10. They'll hand this one off. Contact in the backfield. Great penetration by that front 4 of the Cleveland Cobras as they're excited. And the best defensive play of the day for Cleveland.
Yeah, I tell you what, he engulfed him. The runner had not a shot. He absolutely drove his man in the back.
So O'Connell again in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. Williams Troop, the running back. He'll hand it off straight up the middle. Great play by the front interior of that Cleveland defense. And this is what we saw last week. We wondered what they would be like against, Okay, I'm told that's a Donovan Mormon wearing 00 this year. Now playing in the A-gap there to the right of the Erie Express Center. O'Connell in the shotgun, 3-step drop. Looking up front, under pressure. He's going to find some room. Mormon almost got him again, throws it out to the flat, and it's going to be caught at the 47. Make it out to the 40 and brought down at the 36-yard line. He'll be about 3 yards short of a first down. And it'll be 4th down, but Erie in Cleveland territory, I'm sure, is going to go with it. 9 seconds left here in the first quarter. That'll tick down, I would assume. And we'll wait until the second quarter to get this next playoff indeed here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network. We're back right after this.
Accidents happen. That's why you need Repair That Glass. Specializing in engines can do everything from minor chip repair to a complete replacement. Your windows don't go up or down, they can fix that too, along with custom glass work and antiques. Repair That Glass at 330-534-3192.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
$15 minutes back up on the board. So Max O'Connell will stay on the field. The Cleveland defense survives. It's 1st and 10 Cobras.
Well, I tell you what, Ryan, and look, if the number's right, Ryan Whitman had it. He adjusted, kind of floated to the inside. He had his hands, both hands on it, and then bobbled it and dropped it. So good on the field now, and let's be patient. We got to get a score. We've got Erie on the. We got them frustrated offensively, so now we got to.
Doing that certainly defensively, helping out Thompson, TJ Johnson. And Dave taking his time here as we get the second quarter started. Thompson looking downfield, he'll plant his feet. Plenty of time here. Has a wide open Tyree Knight inside the 40. Left here, second quarter.
Yeah, it was a great job, and Sherrod was there on the coverage, but he just perfect throw, perfect catch. And he was right there to make the tackle.
He has in that backfield right now.
All day, Jim. I was thinking the same thing. I mean, he did probably at least 3 checkoffs before he got there.
I think even Matt couldn't. He keeps it up. We're going to turn his mic on. All right, Thompson in the shotgun. Now he'll have Gaddy to his left, 3 receivers to the far side. Devin Tufts to the near side. He'll be one-on-one. Getting out to his left, fires. Tried to hit TJ Johnson out in the flats. 2nd and 10 for the Cobras.
Well, I just want to say, Matt on the west side.
You were just aging yourself. I mean, you're just throwing it.
It was 400 years ago, boy.
Played that first football game at Thanksgiving, down at Plymouth Rock.
Yeah, threw a turkey around.
Angelo Thompson to the far side. We don't have a number 5. It's Thompson. A beautiful pitch, but not so much a catch as Dave Thompson. Clock stops 13:23.
Ed can't pull it in. This is kind of crazy tonight. It's wow. Holy mackerel. Perfect throw.
Great pattern run by Devin Tufts. Again, preseason for Cobras.
You can't get one given to you.
That's if they don't take Dave Thompson out in a straitjacket. Yeah. So D'Angelo Thompson, Tyree Knight, the receivers to the far side. Tyree Knight there.
And he had him, too. He had him on that slant. I'll tell you what, he puts it in there, and that's a very good off to the races there. Left that safety was going to come over.
And really, you got to be excited because a lot of things are coming together here for Cleveland. They're going to have to tighten up some of the details, but offensively, great play calling. Some of the receivers, you got to bring that ball in now.
Yeah, I mean, between drop balls and between slap just overthrowing, I know it's a little bit windy out there, but gosh.
Jeff Cooperrider out of Toledo University going to come in and punt this one away. They're going to try to pin Erie back as we get a whistle, and Cleveland will take a timeout. 12:23 left here, second quarter, no score. You are listening to the Cleveland Cobras here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of
Area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered. Carry out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. or call 234-254-8532.
This is number 56, Antoine Peterson, known as Tony Sweets. You're listening to Cleveland.
Sweets bringing us back. Illegal substitution again. The field. This one you got too many.
I got news for you. I would probably get the offense back in there.
I would have to agree with you, Coach. At this point,
you're at the 30.
Directionally punt this maybe to pin them back. Again, we talked about some use it as they call it a non-league game. Some call it a preseason game.
This is when you short snap it. Look at outside.
That's going to be out by the Cobra punter, Jeff Cooper Ryder, and now it'll be 1st and 10 for Erie. 12-18 left here second quarter.
I want to tell you something. Ford came off that edge and first down, if not a touchdown. There was nobody on the far side of that football field. Ford took a bad angle coming in, and he should have been able to tuck it and go, but that's just me.
On the last series.
Now they've got him pinned, so now defense got to step it up and make sure they keep him 4 down.
Returning after a year away from the Cobras. As O'Connell now in the shotgun, one running back to his left, 3 receivers to his middle, a little bit of room to run. Make their way out just short. As I believe they're going to mark the ball right around. I don't know, Coach, is that going to be the 8-yard line?
Yep.
So 2nd and 8 for Erie. O'Connell in the shotgun.
Oh, that was motion.
And they're going to hand us off to the right side. Tackle's going to pull, and they're going to have maybe pick up a yard on the play. Gary Williams on the carry.
Michael Varga come out from nowhere on that one side and look like I misspoke.
I'll tell you,
on
that's well read when you
absolutely.
You're taught.
You follow that pulling guard or that pulling tackle. Absolutely.
They say that he will show you where the ball's going.
Absolutely.
O'Connell
the guard.
in the shotgun. Williams to his left. 3 receivers to his right. 3-step drop, looking out to his left, fires downfield. He's going to test this one, and it's going to be almost intercepted at the 45-yard line. DeAndre Black on the coverage, and another great play in that Cobra secondary with 10:50 left here in the second quarter.
Yeah, that was a great defensive play. Offense, I mean, he blanketed them, and they were doing a little bit of arm pulling, but no call, offense and defense. Let's do what we got to do. Stay off the punter. Do not make a mistake here. We'll come out of here with great field position.
Yeah, really, you want to let him get that punt away as Nate Lazon will come back in to punt this one away. Another good job by the Cleveland defense. Tyree Knight posted up at midfield to return for the Cobras. Tamir Stevens and Matt Federer coming on late. We'll get a whistle. And Cleveland will take a timeout. 10:50 left here. Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One Network. We're back after this.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobra excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Erie in the punting formation here. 10:50 left here, second quarter, no score.
Pressure, get pressure, get pressure.
Erie's punter halfway through the end zone there, so good snap, a little bit low. It'll get it away, and it's going to be tipped. It's going to be short, and it almost went off the back of a Cobra player. They're going to let it roll. Little John, the closest one to it. It'll roll down to about the 38-yard line, and that's where Cleveland will take over 1st and 10. Great job touching the ball and then staying away from it as it hit the ground.
I don't know what.
Great opportunity for the Cobras to start in Erie Express territory. 1st and 10 from the Express 38-yard line. 10:39 left here, second quarter. We are scoreless. Not that there haven't been some scoring opportunities.
Absolutely. There's been I will say there's at least 3 touchdowns that were dropped. Big people between Provit and
Thompson with a couple yards. He's going to be cut down, and Provit will help him up, but probably had maybe the most negative play tonight. Eddie Tate getting the penalty.
Jim, and he stayed square to the line of scrimmage, squeezed a little bit, and sat down. He didn't over-pursue.
So Cooney, and off this time off the left side, it gets some room to run out to the 35-yard line. Pick up a 4. And it should.
That was a great job. Absolutely great job by him. He scraped down that line of scrimmage and gave him a big bear hug.
Yeah, the former Warren Harding Raider comes by it honestly. As Thompson now with twin receivers to each side. A little bit high there, but couldn't bring it in.
You got to go. I would go.
Yeah, it's 4th down now. We'll see what Cleveland wants to do with this. We might have a punting situation here. Not sure. I think they're going to go for it now.
Erie's done nothing.
Ball at the 35-yard line. They have to get to the 28 for the first down.
Slap's done that before.
Certainly. Thompson in the empty backfield. 3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. 8:49 left here, second quarter. Thompson going to just pooch this one. It's going to be a high end-over-end kick, and it's going to take a roll. Cooney had it, going to get it out, but he couldn't stay out of the end zone. James Cooney doing a good job getting to the ball. Just barely broke the plane, though, Coach.
Yeah, and you picked up, 20 yards maybe? So my opinion on that one, when you got him that, and Erie hasn't done nothing, I'm taking to take that chance to go right down. That's exactly what I would.
Cleveland Cobras, again, in all facets, it looked pretty good. Just about 1 second away from really kind of tying up all the assignments.
Yeah, and you're right. You're like that play that's just.
1st and 10 for Erie. Connell in the shotgun. Twin receivers to each side. Gary Williams, a running back to his left. Try to get a number. That Cobra will come in and reached in with that long arm. And that is going to be Robert Little.
He got his leg caught up there and went backwards. I hope the man's okay. It's.
We'll give him a second as the Cobras training staff will go out and take a look at him. Beth, who's been here forever here with the Cobras, she's taken over that role. I believe that was going to be Littlejohn. I see maybe Nico St. Clair out there with the jersey as well. So we have a lot of double numbers. So
I just want to tell you, Jesse, I think, did this on purpose because he wanted to see us stumble. I'm telling you. I hope this young man, I didn't get a number. You could see when he was getting blocked, he kind of fell backwards, and I don't know. His knee looked like.
So 8:03 left here, second quarter. Clock will begin to run. 2nd and 10 for the Express. O'Connell in an empty backfield. 3 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. Moving right to left on your Live 365 or TuneIn device. Movement up front, and we're going to get flags. And we don't have a correct number on that, but I'm sure he's okay with that. We don't say his name.
Yeah. One me.
That's right. You have no proof.
Here's what I don't understand, and I'm a stickler that watch the ball, tip your head, don't listen to the quarterbacks. Come on.
Mormon and Lightfoot also on that defensive line. O'Connell back to pass over the middle, and it's almost picked off. And the Cobras with another opportunity. Durante Nolling.
I think we need to check these footballs because I think they're greased. They have got to be greased. I've seen more drop touchdowns and picks. This is unbelievable.
But
he cradled it, and I don't know if he went to run with his arms and it just come right out. But great play. I mean, that's.
Well, in his defense, if he could catch, he'd be a wide receiver.
That's why they're defensive backs. They can't make it as receivers. They dropped too many.
An outstanding read by Nolling.
Yes, great job.
Connell in the shotgun. Stacked receivers to the far side. Hard count. 3-step drop. 5-step now. And picked off at the 40-yard line. Second quarter, Cleveland takes over 1st and 10, and you felt like that was coming, Coach.
Absolutely. He threw that one up just to hang up there. And I'll tell you what, outstanding job by Cleveland's defense because I could be wrong in the second quarter. I don't think defense good rush because the quarterback was running
from last week. Again, kept the Warlocks on their side of the field the entire game, and then certainly coming against better competition here with the Erie Express.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. You know what? Offensively, they're moving the ball and they're doing what they got to do. Again, they're just not pulling these touchdowns in.
Certainly, we'll hope that patience continues here with the new names for Cleveland as the timing gets down. And really, you can't do this too much in practice here. It's different than a game. And they're really working on this. Cooney and Tyree Nett will be the receivers to the near side. It'll be Germany and Thompson to the far side. Dave Thompson in the shotgun. One running back to his left. 6:31 left here in the second quarter. Thompson with the handoff to Tyree Knight on the end around, looking for room to run, cuts back up, and he's going to be brought down at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of 5, 2nd and 15 now for Cleveland.
And Eddie Tate was there, and Mr. Ford was right there to gobble him up, and oh boy, we got 2 guys down.
2 Erie Express players down as one Javon Provitt, he's going to make his way back up to his knees at least. Maybe a little friendly fire running into each other.
Yeah,
couldn't see what happened, but
yeah, somebody got leg whipped or something. And that's Chris Ford, too, down.
Well, that's Fitty. And not looking good there here. 6:15 left, second.
Tough kid. Yeah.
Now 2nd and 15 for Cleveland. All parties have made their way to the sideline. And then Provitt, though, and that's got to be quite a collision.
But Provitt should be.
Thompson, receivers to the far side. Cooney and Knight to the right of Thompson. Slap Thompson taking his time. Clock continues to run. 5:43 left here, first half. No score. Thompson with the read, fires over the middle, and it's going to be
dropped.
It'll be dropped. Looked like it was going to be picked off. Pass was intended for D'Angelo Thompson on the slant, and the umpire emphatically saying it touched the turf. So third.
Looked like it went through his hands, and then it.
That one a little bit better.
You ain't a kidding. So. Matt, where's the? Do you got the instant replay over there on your iPad, sir?
5 minutes, 10 seconds left here, first half.
Yeah, they needed to move the ball on this drive with 5 minutes to go, and they've.
Knight and Cooney will be the receivers to the near side. 3rd and 15. Thompson back to pass, fires. 10, 5, touchdown, Cleveland. Cobras on the 45-yard touchdown pass. Take the lead with 4:35 left here in the second quarter.
Boy, they needed that. That's something that I've always said. You can't just bump a receiver. You got to wrap him up and take him out, and that's what he did. The defender went over and tried to bump him out of bounds. He kept his balance, and he was off to the races. Good block down the field by another receiver. Outstanding job. Good throw, good catch, good
field. Because if you kick the field goal to our right, it will go into somebody's bedroom.
Yes.
If you kick it to the left, it will go into the street. So you got to pick your evils on this one.
So we got to make sure somebody's there in the street because we do not have any of the catch nets up behind the one of the linemen will just pick Jesse up, throw him over there. So
we've seen Jesse jump. If you'll jump that fence, 45-yard touchdown pass. Thompson to D'Angelo Thompson gives the Cobras a 6-0 lead. Jeff Cooper Ryder coming in for the extra point. Joe Barrico to hold for the Cobra. Goes out there. I don't know if they're going to wait till that car moves. And again, a beautiful facility here.
Right now. I know about that play. They're going to blow it dead.
Sean Mohammed, the linebacker out of Central Tech, tried to return that. And Joe Barrico is 0 for 1 in his QB career and with 1 interception.
Yeah, there's a little story behind that.
So 4:35 left here, second quarter. Thompson to D'Angelo Thompson, and finally this breaks open for him again. We'll share that. We'll share that story at the half.
We have to show that. We have to share that.
The coaching staff now questioning the call for the 2-point conversion to come back, and we know that years ago in the PAFL you could not in 2017.
Head coach for a football team, and that particular head coach lost his cookies out on the field because we actually were the ones that blocked it and ran it back for a touchdown, and then they blew it dead when we were about on the, I think, going in on maybe about the 15-yard line, and needless to say, that head coach got carried off of the field and was still frothing at the mouth because he was mad. And then I got told that that's not how it works, Coach.
Well, you missed the meeting.
Yeah.
You missed the Zoom meeting.
Yeah. Well, there was Zoom back then?
No, there really wasn't.
There we go. Yeah, that was me.
So 4:35 left here in this first half. Cleveland with a 6-0 lead. They do not convert on the extra point, and it will be Cooper Ryder going to get his leg in. As Laquan Turner, I believe, was Malik Gaddy involved as well. But I believe we're going to have offsetting penalties. As Kev Fortson coming in trying to make an argument.
They'll just, if they were smart, they'd offset it.
Yeah, certainly got the attention here. Flags were thrown. 4:35 left. Ball went into the end zone. Setting penalties. As Kev Fortson coming in trying to. Ball went into the end zone. And he was taken by Ryan Whitman, the returner, the 6'3", 180-pound. And I think you're right, Coach. I mean, it was you have two players like that. You throw a flag on each, offset it.
That's all. Just get it done. Just offset it. Play football.
So the ball now set at the 20-yard line. So I think you're right, Coach. They're going to offset them. No big deal. I mean,
no
but
harm, no foul.
the warning has been issued.
Sure.
I believe Cleveland's going to be short. One player. Okay, Cam Wells coming in at that defensive tackle. And again, just another guy that creates depth. Cam Wells also, I believe, a former player for the Erie Express. As O'Connell now in the shotgun, twin receivers to each side. He'll hand this one off out to the left. Under pressure,
man.
Robert Littlejohn, and a big shot delivered.
Whoa!
By, excuse me, trying to get Robert Littlejohn coming in for the shot. And wow. Cobra's being physical. That'll get the fans on their feet. Under 4 minutes to play here, first half. Cleveland with a 6-0 lead. And Cleveland, like they were fired out of a cannon coming through there.
I mean, he hit him at full speed, and he rattled his cage. Now, let's think a little bit here. Let's do our jobs now. Let's don't get lax on this.
Connell.
We're going to get smoked.
Connell in the shotgun. Williams Troop to his right. Twin receivers to each side.
That's a penalty. That's a motion.
And a procedure penalty coming up against Erie.
52. He just got a little bit. He got a little bit nervous. Decided maybe I could take a step, but when you're the size of a house, that.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Russell was also playing on the defensive line as well and took a penalty. So don't quote us on that, but I believe he was going to be the guilty. Federer showing pressure from that left side of the Cleveland defensive line. High snap brought down by O'Connell. Plants his feet, fires down the far side. Some contact there, and it's going to be caught at the 31-yard line. No flag on the play. Lots of contact, but it's going to be first down for the Express.
Yeah, I think and this is what I like, Jim. They were battling. It was both offense and defense. Let them play. See each other go out and get that ball. So good job by the officials on that one.
I believe that was going to be Quay Harris on the coverage. You probably couldn't get any better coverage than that. As O'Connell now in a shotgun, 1st and 10, ball at the 30-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side. Now hand it off to Troop Williams. He'll be hitting the backfield, but he'll be able to fight his way forward for maybe a yard or two pickup. 2nd and 8 now for the Erie Express.
It looked like Rashawn Robinson, if that's who it actually is, was in there on the backfield, was able to slow him down, and then whoever else was able, I didn't get the number, they were able to take him down. So,
all right, 2 minutes left here in the first half. Clock will stop, so we will step aside for a timeout. We are back right after this.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-4.
Your home for PAFL football is the iMedia One Network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
2-minute warning here in the first half. Cleveland with a 6-0 lead. Erie with the ball, 2nd and 8. Trying to get some points on the board before they head to the half.
I believe Erie's going to go for broke, too, on some of these plays. They've got some receivers that have been climbing the ladder to go up and get the ball. They have got to get heat on this quarterback. Got to get heat on Max McDonald. They have to.
Excuse me, to his left, 2 receivers to each side. Cleveland showing pressure, 3-step drop. Connell stepping up in the pocket, looking downfield, shovel pass, and it's going to be incomplete. And I think he was looking pass. It'll bring up 3rd down now for the Erie Express.
Yeah, because he was coming this way, Riley was going the other way. There was no way they were going to complete that. The timing was way off.
Great thought, just couldn't get it executed.
Yeah,
Dennis Sweet making his way in.
They've corralled Mormon. They've put 2 guys on him, and he's not gotten far.
Empty backfield, 3 receivers to the right of O'Connell, 2 to the left. 1:53 left here in the half.
There we go.
And some movement up front, and you can always tell the guilty party is Sebastian Barker out of Westminster College, going to be called for the false start. 6'1", 240. Got some size there. Maybe a little bit undersized maybe for this level, but
yeah, but as long as you can plant your feet and be strong, you're all right.
And keep the count.
Yeah.
O'Connell on the shotgun again. Back to pass. Wells almost got a shot on, but pass across the middle, almost picked off. Went off the hands of Williams Troop.
He threw into, and let me tell you what, I don't think Tom Brady would have fit that one in. Holy moly.
1:48 left here in the half. 100 is the pace of this. Lazan.
And they got plenty of time. If they can get a good return on this, they have plenty of time to get down there and score.
Lazan going to post up right around his own 12-yard line. Tyree Knight will post up around his own 40. He'll step back to the 38 as Erie will try to rush a few players on. They're actually going to bring it in for max protection. Lazan waiting. A returnable ball, I believe, and it's going to go past. And Tyree Knight smartly going to let this one go. It'll roll down to the Cleveland 30-yard line with 1:45 left here. And if they can connect, really coming out of the shell there, Coach.
Yeah, I think that he had plenty of time. If he'd have scooped it, because the defender was running down the field quite quickly, if he could have scooped that and even stepped a little bit left or right, I believe he would have done something. But, I mean, you know me. I play it safe, don't I?
Defensive lineman for the Erie Express. Some size there, but the offensive line of Cleveland's done a really good job here so far. Backfield now, TJ Johnson, Tyree Knight, James Koenig to our near side, twin receivers to the far side. 1st and 10 from the Cleveland 30-yard. Intercepted by Erie. Cam 74 left in the second quarter.
He played center field. He watched that ball come right at him and stepped in front, and with a pick 6, I'll tell you what, Slap probably wish he had that one again. Yes. Just a long throw, and the defender was not fooled. He broke right on that ball.
Yeah, certainly waiting for somebody to try to peel back for the tackle there, but Cam Sanders had the momentum. Linebacker, 6 foot, 215 out of Fullerton College. As Lazan will come in for the extra point. 1:34 left, so Cobras will get the ball back with 1.5 minutes left. Cooney will come in on the extra point coverage. DeMarco Williams as well. They'll show some pressure off the left side of that Erie line. Lazan for the extra point. Snap is back, slow, looping snap. Kick is up, and it is good. Flags on the play, and I believe we're going to have either roughing the kicker or running into the kicker. That they will probably assess this on the kickoff with 1:34 left. Right now, Erie, though.
Again, what I said, there's the killer. You miss that extra point, not a good thing.
Well, we'll see how that comes back to haunt them later in the game.
And over the years, Jim, we've both seen it.
We have seen that indeed.
Oh, it's heartbreaking. You got,
and that really has developed your love for kickers.
Absolutely.
I love how he thought I was really going somewhere with that.
He really thought he had me on that one. Oh, boy.
So Cleveland will get the ball back with about 90 seconds left here in the game. Or, excuse me, in the first half. Down by 1 point now, 7-6. Jeff Cooper Ryder brought in as a punter now. He'll be doing the kicking duties as well. He'll replace Ben Lyons, who's been the kicker for the Cobras for the last couple years.
Where is he? He's done?
Good question. Good question.
Maybe he's got a job as a kicking coach, or never know.
He did a good job. So
he did. He did.
Really a game-changing weapon here, and I think Jeff Cooper Ryder will be that same guy.
I mean, I don't like him because he's a kicker, but that's beside the point.
All right, so Tyree Knight, as well as Vincent Taylor, back to return for the Cobras. And since Lazon is a right-footed kicker, I believe Vincent Williams could be the potential returner on this one.
But shit.
So after the penalty, he'll kick off in Cleveland territory. Lazon, this one going to kick all the way to the end zone, nearly getting a field goal. And Cleveland will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line with the full 1:34 left here in the half.
Yeah, they just got to be patient now. Try to do things safe, try to throw outs, try to be smart with this, or just run the clock out and go in with 7-6 at half.
So Cam Sanders tying this game up on a interception, return for a touchdown. So 1:34 left. And we're under the impression we might see a couple different quarterbacks today, but Dave Thompson has brought them all the way through the first half. TJ Johnson now going to be to his right. James Cooney and Tyree Knight, the receivers to the near side, twin receivers to the far side. Give you the numbers. I believe that's going to be Germany on the inside, but the sun's kind of getting me now. Thompson, back to pass, looking downfield, plenty of time, fires over the middle. It's going to go off the shoulder of Tyree Knight and fall harmlessly to the turf. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Cleveland with 1:28 left here in the half.
Yeah, that could have been dangerous. You didn't want to give him the ball back on about the 25-yard line. That would not have been good. So Cleveland's got to be patient here, and that was a safe throw, but again, Slap also on these short throws, he's got to take a little bit off. He's got a strong arm, and he fires it down there. But on those ones that are only 10 yards down, he's got to just give it up a little.
TJ Johnson to his right again. It sounds like I'm saying DJ every time, but my Youngstown accent. They'll give this one to Johnson. Johnson upfield. He'll bounce off one tackle, make it out past the 20, maybe down near the 21-yard line, pick up a 1, 3rd and 9 now for the Cobras as the clock will run with 1:16 left. And I'm not sure if Cleveland has any more timeouts left there, Coach. I know we went through some. 0 timeouts is what the work will tell me.
Our clock operator.
And Erie is going to take the timeout for them. 1 minute left here in the half. Erie will head to the sideline. We'll head to the iMedia One Network. We're back right after this.
Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. Follow the Cobras as they compete against teams from around the region in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship. And if you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to clevelandcobrasfootball.com. Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTV, The Scourge.
One minute left here in the half. Cleveland 3rd and 10. Elmore actually marked the ball, I think, at the 21-yard line. Not sure. They're actually between the 20 and 21, it seems like. But nonetheless, Thompson in a shotgun. Johnson to his right. Germany and Cooney, twin receivers in this time. Pump fake by Thompson under pressure. And he's going to fire just over his shoulder to TJ Johnson. Makes the catch, gets a block from Cooney, gets to the outside to the 35-yard line. Gets out of bounds, and it's a first down for the Cobras with 51 seconds left in the half. So clock will stop and give Cleveland an opportunity to reset.
Why is he running the clock? You shouldn't be. It ran out of bounds.
Nope, clock hasn't started yet, though, Coach. 51 seconds, so it'll start on the snap. So under 4 minutes, of course, in the rules, and we're going to whistle, and we're going to get a flag. And another call against Erie with 50 seconds. 1 second ticked off. And both teams really kind of playing the chess game here, trying to get a play off.
I don't.
They're going to. It looked like an unsportsmanlike call against Erie, and because they're assessing the 15-yard penalty.
Because he was on the field. Coach was beyond the numbers. Oh, boy. There's another 15.
And I know that's something you never did was come out beyond the numbers, Coach, because you knew the officials would get upset with you. So.
Oh, he called it.
So head coach Mike McKinnon coming over. And we hope this isn't going to be a matter of this happening 2 weeks in a row here to the Cobras. Erie with a 7-6 lead here, 50 seconds left in the first half. After 2 penalties assessed by the officiating crew. Paul Pennington stepping in there, trying to hopefully cooler heads will prevail. Great game here so far. 7-6 is the Erie lead. And quite honestly, we're hoping that this isn't going to be what we think. The officials are huddling up here right around the 40-yard line. So they're gonna have a conversation at least.
But the coach is still on the field screaming and hollering.
Yeah, Mike McKinnon, as we know him as Hollywood. Hopefully not going to let a good game go to waste, so to speak. The officials right around the 50-yard line. Going to go head over and talk to Jesse Caldwell and Paul Pennington, the respective owners of the Cobras and the Express.
But there's no reason for a coach to be that far on the field screaming and hollering. There has got to be some rules set.
And both these teams part of the PAFL, falling under the jurisdiction of Jermaine Campbell, commissioner. Although this is a non-sanctioned league game. So Jesse Caldwell trying to maybe do some politicking here. Again, no indication for us. As now the umpire actually moving the ball downfield, so to me, that would indicate this is going to be a first down for Cleveland Erie territory with 50 seconds left.
Yeah, and there's about 45 yards in penalties.
So this may be well within the range of Jeff Cooper Ryder. So that would be a 38-yard field goal as hopefully we can talk some football here. As the Cleveland offense just realized they moved the ball all the way down. I believe that's going to be half the distance to the goal on this one.
Yeah.
A guy, and I would say a respected former player and current head coach of the Erie Express here, but the officials doing a good job. Everybody kind of trying to help hold it together here as it'll be now 1st and 10 for the Cobras at the 21-yard line.
But they threw another flag, so I don't know if they...
And I think they're going to wave that off, obviously, which that's fine. Let that go.
Yeah, and
well,
I think what they're doing, Jim, is they're settling the team down, and they don't want anything else to happen at this point. So they're just settling things down.
All right, 50 seconds left here. We'll keep it right here before the half. Erie with a 7-6 lead over the Cleveland Cobras. And cooler heads seem to have prevailed now. So fortunately, Jesse Caldwell and Paul Pennington, again, two of the long-time names here around at this level seem to have done a good job with this, trying to kind of keep it together.
Yeah, you as a coach now, and you guys laugh, but I was never beyond the yard lines or the numbers because I never did. Oh, no. Don't give me that look. No, I never went out and did anything screaming and hollering other than the extra point.
That's right. That's no
we never held on the offensive line either, so. All right, so I think Erie has exhausted all of their timeouts. 50 seconds left here in the half. Erie with a 7-6 lead. Cleveland going to try to run a play here as Cooney and Wise will be the receivers to the far side. Excuse me. A little confused on the numbers here, so try to bear with me. Oh, that's going to be Tufts, out to the far side. Cooney and Germany to this side. Pump fake, and it's going to be a pass from Thompson out to Matt Wise, but it's going to be too low. Bounce off his feet, incomplete. And now it's going to be 2nd and 10 now for the Cleveland Cobras with 47 seconds left in the half.
He's actually not had a bad game. He has overthrown some wide receivers, though, but there's been some balls that have been dropped, and it's just got to get in the groove, that's all.
Wise and Tufts out to the left. Germany and Cooney to the right. Thompson fires, incomplete. Out of bounds with 43 seconds left. They bring up 3rd down now for Cleveland. And with the stoppage and things that occurred, it seems like it's thrown off the timing a little bit of the Cobra offense.
Yeah.
So Cleveland now have the ball, 3rd and 10. They'll have to get to the 11-yard line for a first down. Russell will come off. He'll be replaced by Ian Whistler. Whistler, the defensive end out of Meadville High School, 6'2", 255. As Wise and Tufts will be the receivers to the far side. Cooney and Germany to the near side. TJ Johnson to the right. Slap Thompson in the shotgun. Thompson with the count. Snap from Dillon. A touchdown, 21 yards, gives Cleveland the 12-7 lead with 39 seconds left in the half.
That's a good job. Good read. Broke on it. DBs didn't react, so.
We saw that same pattern earlier where that ball was dropped. They went back to it, and it certainly has paid off.
Yeah. I think Slap would have went over and had a few words if he'd have dropped that one right in his hands.
So Devin Tufts gets his first touchdown as a Cleveland Cobra, and we will flip sides of the field to kick the extra point. So,
I don't know. I thought he was listening to music or something. Though.
Yeah, it looked like he was having fun
with his head there or something. I don't know.
So, Dave Thompson with his 2nd touchdown of the day. Does have 1 interception. Cooper Ryder will come on for the extra point. Joe Barrico to hold. 39 seconds left here in the half. Cleveland with a 12-7 lead. Ankles as the kick is up. And it is good. 39 seconds left here in this half. And the Cleveland Cobras take a 13-7 lead over the Erie. 9 seconds left. They get the ball in the end zone. So with the assist of some penalties, make no mistake, the majority of this came from unsportsmanlike penalties. They take advantage of it and get the 21-yard touchdown pass.
What was that, 45 yards in penalties, I believe?
I believe it started from the 30, and they got, 29 and 20, 40. Okay, 49 yards. All right.
Said 45. I missed it by a few.
That's all right, Mr. Katsoulis. We're doing well here, buddy.
Manny.
We're doing well. We're counting it up for the world to listen to.
Great man. Manuel Katsoulis. He was my... At Cheney, he was my Mr. Malone was my sophomore principal, and then Manny took over my senior year. What a great man! Everybody loved Mr. Katsoulis.
Would that have been the Barron era for you? All right, I'm just asking. I mean, some great athletes there at that time.
Mom had a hard time with her feet when she was running the Flintstone car.
Some great names out of that time. Matt Cavanaugh.
Yeah.
Out of Cheney.
Cagney.
Yeah, as Cooper Ryder to look at their own 20-yard line. Erie trailing Cleveland by a score up 13-7. Try to get to the half here as A little bit of conjecture here. With about a minute 40 left, and we survived that. So we will be looking forward to a second half for the first time this year, Coach.
Yeah, we didn't think we were going to have a second half here, but the officials got together and said, we're okay.
I had a good friend that said, it's the little things, Coach.
But you know what? I don't blame them because these officials, they're not getting paid millions of dollars to be here. And you know what? And I'm sure most of them are high school officials. And they just don't need this. No, just play the game. That's all. Just play the game.
And I'd say for the most part, this has been a well-officiated game.
Absolutely. I think they've been fair with everything they've done. So.
All right, so O'Connell in the backfield now. Williams to his left. 3 receivers to the far side. Single receiver to the near side. O'Connell waiting for the snap. Have some movement up front. Cam Wells getting a little bit of a head start there with 39 seconds left.
Can't get sloppy now. Just relax, guys. Got to relax. Relax.
They'll move the ball out to the 25-yard line. First and 5 for Erie. They've had that a couple times tonight. As O'Connell now giving some orders as he gets the offense set. Gary Williams to his left. Heidelberg, the receiver to the near side. And I believe that was going to be Quay Harris on the pass deflection.
Now you just linebackers dropped about 15, 20 yards.
Yep, and as the coach will tell him, you stay deep is the deepest receiver out there.
Always.
As the clock will tick down, we'll head to the half. Cleveland leads the Erie Express by a score of 13-7. We'll head to a break as well. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stonework and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is 060013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideal football on Western Reserve Radio.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad, just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless, and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
The Storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go. Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you? What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't? Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this. To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. Cool. Very cool. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is number 56, Antoine Peterson, known as Tony Sweets. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football on iMedia One Network.
Halftime here in Lakewood. Cobras take a 13-7 lead into the half. Take a look at the scoring recap. See how we got here. No scoring in the first quarter. It would be the second quarter when D'Angelo Thompson will be the recipient of a 45-yard touchdown pass from Dave Thompson. D'Angelo Thompson doing most of the work there. Initially took the hit, coach, rolled off of that, and was able to get all the way downfield for the touchdown. Some tough-nosed running by the outside receiver.
Yep, absolutely. He did a good job, but we got to the thing that hurt him after the scores. We missed the extra point, and that's big.
And certainly that may come back to play a role in this game. It's only 13-7. So, again, we'll be looking at something a little bit later on. Minute 34 in the second quarter. Be Cam Sanders with the interception. He would take that back 30 yards for the Erie Express touchdown. They would convert on the extra point. It would make the score 7-6 in favor of the visiting Express. And then with 39 seconds left, it would be Devin Tufts right down the seam on a 21-yard touchdown reception from Dave Thompson. And they would actually convert on the extra point that time. It gives Cleveland the 13-7 lead going into the half. And for the Cobras, way more positive than negatives coming out in terms of the football performance. And a couple of weeks here, and on May 31st, they'll start the season. By that time, you feel like there's going to be a better chemistry and better timing coming up with game one of the PAFL season.
Absolutely. And just kind of don't understand this preseason. These guys are just, play the game. Get out here, do what you have to do, and this arguing, I just don't understand it. Don't know what the call was and what happened, but for you to give up 45 yards to your team who's battled, and it's been really a great football game. It really has. It's been a good football game. I just don't understand that. But you know what? Let's hope second half is good. It's hard-nosed football, and the best team win.
Well, just about 3 minutes left before the half. Take a look at some scores from around this level of football. And, of course, this game, Cleveland with a 13-7 lead. And right now, I don't know if these are final. These are scores that I'm getting, though. The Ohio Bears with a 6-0 lead over the Washington Hawks. The Racine Raiders, they make the trip from Wisconsin here all the way to Ohio to take on the Flag City Phantoms. The Raiders with a 16-0 lead over the home team here in Ohio. And the Racine Raiders, of course, one of the top organizations in the country, one of the oldest. Their history goes back to the 50s. They're out at historic Horlick Field in Racine, Wisconsin. And someday we're going to have to take a trip out there just to see this because we hear the lore of the Racine Raiders. The Leviathans over the Longhorns there. The Leviathans, they were all over the day. It was a 50-0 win over the Longhorns. And the Lima Warriors, game heard over on the 216 Sports Network earlier today. They get the 34-0 shutout over the Canton Hurricanes. Lima Warriors been down the last couple of years, but it looks like some things are developing for them, and they get the big win today. Also, the Ohio Broncos, they get the 34-6 win over the Lake Erie Power Pines. So the returning Broncos looking good under owner Jimmy Dean Melton up there. We had some experience with them as well. Always tough games there.
Yeah.
Well coached. I will say that much on both ends. Made the games great. And
playing in the Fish Bowl there. You're up
yes,
on
Lane Field up there in Akron, which is now on the ban list, I believe. So nonetheless, some scores from around the area. We'll try to get you more as we go along. Of course, we would. We're sad that we cannot give you a Cleveland Cavaliers update. Fortunately, the Cavaliers bow out, and in the second round. So the 64-win Cavaliers, Coach, they head home for the season. And unfortunately, we'll have to wait till next year for the Cavaliers to get a second shot at that with a very young crew.
Right. And that's the thing. Keep them together. You got a young crew here. You got something that could really make waves in the long run. You know, keep these guys together. Don't trade them off. Just keep them together. And that's where the problem lies. Too many people jump from this team to that team, and then you have something that's good. You got to build on it, and then they.
Well, we are certainly part of that internet age, Coach, where we like to push the button, and it just happens.
Yeah.
But some development, I'm sure, is to come with that team. Again, a young crew and some homegrown talent there for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I was going to say the Cleveland Cobras there. It's close.
You're close.
It's very close in there. Just about 30 seconds left before we kick off third quarter action here. We're going to step aside for another break. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One Network.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Your home for PAFL football is the iMedia One Network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2. Your home for PAFL football is the iMedia One Network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Both teams back out on the field as we get ready for third quarter action here. We will be off next week. However, on May 31st, the Cleveland Cobras will kick off the 2025 PAFL season as they host the Cuyahoga Valley Rapids, a new organization here, but Coach had an opportunity to go up to InfoCision Stadium in Akron to see their play, and a great presentation up there. It looks like they're going to have a pretty good team here, building it from the ground up, doing it right, and they will make their visit here to Lakewood in week one, so an opportunity for them to prove themselves, and for the Cobras, high expectations going into the regular season.
And you'll have a different announcer on that day?
I will have a different partner that day because HR approved your day off, so.
I think I gave you plenty of time for that, though. That's just.
I said HR. Exciting. I didn't say me. I meant Dave Ferris, but. He hasn't really signed off on it. He's been on vacation. So.
Yeah, I know. He's down playing with Mickey Mouse.
making his way back from Florida.
Yep.
We miss Dave. I always tell everybody, if you can, get a Dave Ferris, order on Amazon, whatever you need to do. You won't find many better.
So Ryan will be sitting in for me while, again, I am honored to walk my daughter down the aisle, and it's going to be just a wonderful thing. So.
Jeff Cooper Ryder getting ready to kick this one off. Again, he is taking over the kicking duties here in 2025. The punter out of Toledo University. Actually doing all the kickoffs, extra points, and punting now. As we are underway here, third quarter, high end over end kick. Picked up near the 8-yard line. He'll bring it out near side, cut back towards the Cobra sideline, has some room to run. He'll get out to the 30, and it'll be knocked out of it. A big shot delivered as Ryan Whitman with the shoulder. He and Laquan Turner collided. So physical game here so far, but a great hit both sides And Erie will start off with good field position, as I believe they will mark this right around the Express 40-yard line.
Well, let's see what happens now. Let's see what team comes out and decides they want to play a little football.
So 1st and 10. Ball at the Erie Express 40-yard line. Cobras with a 13-7 lead over the visiting Express. Max O'Connell at quarterback for Erie. He's taking them all the way.
Oh, we got a new quarterback in.
And we don't have a number on him, so handoff up the middle and trying to make it out midfield into Cleveland territory. 40, 37, and Donovan Mormon with the late hit. I believe it was going to be him. Nope, excuse me, that's going to be Dennis Wheat with the late hit flag coming in. They're going to add on 15 for that. And the coaching staff even asking him what was the purpose in that.
Yeah,
unfortunately, a bad decision here.
Very bad decision.
That will give Erie an extra 15 yards. So we believe they're going to mark the ball right around maybe the 23-yard line. As Beth, our trainer, is going to come out and give the official his flag back. He threw it into the sideline.
Yeah, it was well into the sideline, so.
Official's going to talk this one over. Actually, 2 flags holding coming up against Erie. Personal foul against Cleveland. So are they going to offset these?
So if they're offset, then that means it's going to.
Well, no, actually, you will assess both. One will end up with a net gain of 5 yards on the penalty. So not as bad as it could be for Cleveland.
There you go.
All right. So all of that will put it right back.
And I just want to tell you, their quarterback is wearing number 51, and he looks like a middle linebacker.
All right, so 1st and 10 for Erie. Ball at the 38-yard line. He'll take the ball himself to the outside. Has a little bit of room to run. Federer going to get caught up, and he'll take the ball down near the 30-yard line. He'll be just short. A couple yards short of a first down. Actually got a Cobra down. Came out of the massive humanity, the pile that was directed to that far side. 14-10 left here, third quarter. Have an injury here for the Cleveland Cobras. Cobras lead by a score of 13-7. Erie kicked off the first half. They deferred to the third quarter. And it looks like it's going to take a moment here, so we'll bring some water out for him. 14-10 left here, third quarter. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and CityView Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
The stations that are always ahead of the game. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and CityView Sportscast. Youngstown, Ohio.
Clock begins to run. 14:04 left here, third quarter. Erie with a 2nd and 2. 2 receivers on the far side, 2 receivers wide to the near side. Erie moving right to left if you're listening on Live 365. They'll take it up the middle, pass a 30, 25, 20, and all the way down near the 11-yard line. 1st and 10 for Erie. Unless they're going to mark that at the 10. We don't have a name on it. The quarterback for Erie. So I believe they're going to mark that at the 11-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Express. Cleveland's going to take a timeout. 13:36 left here in the third quarter. Cleveland with a 13-7 lead. We'll step aside for another break. You were listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on the iMedia One network. We're back on the other side.
Accidents happen happen. That's why you need Repair That Glass. Specializing in windshield replacement and all other auto glass, we offer a full range of automotive glass repairs. Our technicians can do everything from minor chip repair to a complete replacement. Your windows don't go up or down, they can fix that too, along with custom glass work and antiques. Repair That Glass is a family-run business for over 40 years. Repair That Glass. Call for your appointment now at 330-534-3192.
This is number 56, Antoine Peterson, known as Tony Sweets. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football on iMedia One Network.
I was Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
1st and 10 for Erie, 13:36 left here, third quarter. Twin receivers to each side for Erie. Get a new quarterback for the Express. We don't have a name, though. He's wearing number 51. He'll take it himself off the left side. Room to move. Going to run through some Cobras, and they'll need some assistance here bringing him down. And he'll get down maybe near the 7 or 8 yard line, depending on where they want to spot it, with just about 13:20 left here, third quarter. So, Coach, they've essentially gone to a Wildcat offense with a defensive tackle quarterback.
Something, yeah. I mean, he's a thick young man. There's no doubt about it. I was trying to get his name in pregame, and then I noticed there wasn't anything on the back of his jersey. So he's just a running horse. That's all.
So it's Patel and Whitman, the receivers to the far side for Erie. The unknown quarterback there in the shotgun. Back to pass, 3-step drop, steps up there with some room to run. Getting to the outside, he's going to be brought down at the 10-yard line. And Robert Littlejohn, boy, are we talking enough about him or not?
Holy mackerel, he unloaded on him, and he took him right down like a giant redwood.
I think Littlejohn's giving up about 60 or 70 pounds to him.
At least, but boy, he took him down now.
All right. So 3rd and 8, maybe 3rd and 9, depending on where they spot it. 12-13 left here, third quarter. Littlejohn just seems to get better as he goes along. The energy level high. It'll be Williams Troop to the left of our unknown quarterback. Twin receivers to each side. Williams Troop with the handoff. He's going to be brought down near the 5-yard line. Now, Erie can still get a first down at the 1-yard line, but now going to be 4th down for the Express with 11:43 left here. Clock continues to run, Coach.
Yeah. And I got to believe that just got to key that running back. That's all. Line's got to play discipline. Don't give him any alleys. Linebackers got to come up and fill. DBs, they got to do what he got to do because he hasn't shown any type of passing anyway. So they got to corral that running back and that quarterback in the backfield.
We'll see if his secret weapon is his passing, maybe lulling us all to sleep here. As Cam Sanders now will be to the left of the quarterback. They'll send a man in high motion from right to left. Back to pass, looking out in the corner, one-on-one, and it's going to be knocked away. Incomplete, turnover on downs. Cleveland will take over. Cam Sanders looking for a flag. The officials say no, and the Cobras will take over with 11:03 left in the third quarter.
That was great coverage. He blanketed them all over the place, and the quarterback, underthrew it. And I don't know, you ran him all the way down the field, and then you try to throw the ball. I'm going to run that horse, that's all. I mean, they got to keep going with that.
Yeah, certainly.
Great job by the defense, though. I mean, they stuck it to him.
Out of Flag City, the Phantoms take the 16-0 loss in Ada, Ohio. Racine comes from Wisconsin, gets the win. And Racine will host the Illinois Cowboys next Saturday at historic Horlick Field in Wisconsin. Of course, broadcaster Don Wadowitz for the Racine Raiders, doing a great job out there. We chat back and forth on occasion on social media. All right, so the Cobras, 1st and 10. I believe they're going to mark the ball here, Coach, at the 6 or 7 yard line. We'll call it the 6-yard line. Thompson in the shotgun. Twin receivers to each side. They'll hand this one off to, I believe, maybe T.J. Johnson on the carry, I believe. We'll see if that's an offensive number 7. versus our defensive number 7 in Little John. Jamar Provitt in on the tackle. Almost said Omar Provitt.
Yeah.
It's funny how you can remember those names from 30-plus years ago. But
there were so many of them, that's all.
Some of the great Warren Harding traditions.
Oh.
And we got to say Warren Western Reserve during that time. All right. So maybe a pickup of about a half a yard on the play. Second down now for the Cobras. Thompson, his heels at the Cobra 1-yard line. Erie showing some pressure. Muhammad looking like he's going to come. Quick pass out to the far side. Caught by Cleveland. Out to the 10-yard line. 15, 20. Breaks a tackle and he's going to be knocked out at the 29-yard line. Woo-wee. Matt Wise on the catch. And not only a great catch, but a run after. And that's going to give Cleveland plenty of breathing room now with 10:03 left in the third quarter.
I want to tell you what, Jim. He grabbed a gear when he got around that edge, and he was outrunning people. And the defender had a good angle on him. He was the last one to get him, and he was able to knock him out of bounds. But they're doing things safe now. Safe throws. Slap Thompson's got to make sure that he does not make a mistake here where it could cost him any kind of points. Play it safe. Mix it up a little bit.
I'll say well-coached game on the offensive side.
Yeah.
Great play calling as Thompson now will go to the pistol formation. Johnson behind him. Twin receivers to the near side. Twin receivers to the far side. Cobra's moving left to right on your dial or devices. Thompson waiting for the snap. Showing pressure. Quick far pass out to the outside. Wise again on the same play. And he'll be stopped at the 38-yard line. Excuse me, maybe 34-yard line. Wrong side of the white line there. We'll get it.
That's all right. We'll take.
We'll see where they're going to mark it.
Yeah, we're going to be 4 or 5 yards, possibly.
We'll see what kind of progress that they're going to give him credit for.
We got 5 yards on that.
All right. So they'll mark the ball at the 34.
We got 5 yards on that. We'll take that every time. First down.
So Cobra second down now, ball 34-yard line, 8:47 left here. Clock continues to run. Thompson in the shotgun, twin receivers in the near side. Complimentary set to the far side. Dave Thompson taking his time. Dillard with the snap, back to pass. Looking downfield, fires out to the flat, and it's going to be caught at the 36-yard line. Not placed very well. D'Angelo Thompson with the spin. He'll put the ball away, and he'll have enough for the first down. They'll mark it at the Cleveland 41-yard line, I believe. Well, they're actually going to give him, I think they're actually going to give him the 44. All right.
Ooh, okay.
So a generous spot maybe by the officials.
That is left foot, right foot.
Close enough.
I'll tell you what, that's a great job. I'm playing it safe, but I didn't think he was going to catch it. Again, there was it wasn't that it wasn't a bad throw, but it looked like he bobbled it, and he needed that one. He just got to keep the drive alive, and they're throwing safe patterns, and that's what I like. You don't need to go for the throat. Just keep doing what you're doing. Get the yardage.
So Thompson now in the shotgun. Johnson to his right. Twin receivers to the east side. D'Angelo Thompson and Matt Wise, the near receivers. Haven't seen a lot of use of a tight end tonight. Cleveland's known to do that from time to time. Thompson kind of taunting Erie a little bit. 3-step drop, fires over the middle. Looking for D'Angelo Thompson. I think Thompson and Wise got confused on who the ball was intended for.
But it got tipped. It got tipped at the line. That's what happened because you had the in route going across the field, and that was there. And then we had it look like, I don't know if it was a curl. He just sat down here, and it was like the way it was hit, it looked like it fell in between.
And as of 19 minutes ago, I believe it's going to be the Detroit Ravens up 27-0 on the Beaver County Arctic Bengals.
Beaver County Arctic Bengals.
That's a lot to say.
I wonder what I'd like to know what their, are they white?
Yeah, I believe that's what.
White striped Bengal.
All right.
Little trivia there.
Thompson in his shotgun. Cooney and Wise, the receivers to the near side. Twin receivers to the far side. 6:53 left here. Clock continues to run. Cleveland with a 13-7 lead. He'll hand it off to Johnson. Johnson fighting his way forward, trying to make his way out to midfield, and he'll get to the midfield stripe. And third down now as we'll get whistles here.
That's a flag.
Another flag, and we'll get whistles here.
That's a flag.
Another flag, and James Cooney going to come out of there. Cooler heads prevail. He put his hands up, said, that's not me, and he'll gladly take 15.
He put his hands up. They pulled him back, and he had a hold of him, and he shoved him. You don't do that in front of that guys with the stripes and with them flags. So
all right.
Oh, there we go.
Matt over here on the game, showing us the Beaver County Arctic Bengals. And, yeah, indeed, white stripes there. And taking on the Detroit Ravens. Coach, we had an opportunity to go up there and see the Cobras and the Ravens last year. Everything to be impressed with in terms of performance.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what, Matt? I like that. I like that white Bengal look, because when the Bengals actually have it, I like that. And when Cleveland has their white helmets, I like that. I think that looks sharp on them. What did we do here? There's 15
All right, so they're going to assess the 15-yarder to be first down for Cleveland. 6:26 left here as the clock continues to run, third quarter here in Lakewood, Ohio, week 2 for the Cleveland Cobras.
And I really don't think the officials wanted to throw that, but after he grabbed them by the face mask and shoved them back when the Cobras players' hands were up, they're going to get that every time.
Kind of ties your hands there,
yeah,
Coach.
I mean, you got to just keep your cool head.
So Thompson in the shotgun, Johnson to his left. Twin receivers to each side, 1st and 10. Ball at the 33-yard line. Thompson back to pass. Pump fakes down the sideline, and it's going to be caught. Oh, and it's going to be dislodged. And a great play by the Erie secondary, trying to get a number on it. Well, 43 is the number, but it goes from 42 to 44, so we apologize to that young man. We're not going to be able to give him credit for a good hit.
Okay, we got something they're calling Cobras. I don't know if there's a penalty somewhere.
So we got a player down, injury on the sideline. So the officials talking right around the 33-yard line. Flag right down there. Looks like it was in the trenches there, Coach. Could have been a hold.
Could have been holding.
So was it a hold on the line or holding the secondary is going to be the question. And it's going to be against the Cobras. They will walk this one back past the 40 and down to the 43-yard line. So a 10-yard penalty. We're going to assume this is a hold. I don't know if the officials know we're up here, so we're not getting signals. We're interpreting what they're doing, but 5:46 left here, third quarter.
And you know what? On that throw, Slap floated that ball. He needed to get there quicker, and that's what happened because he was wide open, and by the time he got the ball, that defender was there just ready to knock his socks off, and that's what happened. Slap's got to get in there a little bit quicker so he can catch the ball and take the hit.
So Germany and Cooney, the receivers to the near side, 2 receivers to the far side. Johnson will remain the running back. Thompson, shotgun formation, 5:18 left third quarter. First down, pump fake, fires down the sideline, caught, and on the second attempt, there's a catch, and I believe that's Tyree Knight. He gets the ball at the 10-yard line. It's 1st and goal for the Cobras. And that sideline pattern's been there all day for the Cobras.
You ain't kidding. And I tell you what, if he doesn't catch that ball, I think Slap would have went down there and slapped him.
Well, he had, and I would tell him 1 catch per pass.
Yeah,
but
you ain't kidding,
great
brother.
focus by the veteran Cobra player.
Absolutely. They've been giving him that play all game. They got a kid. And that's a great job. They just nickeled and dimed him with this play over here. Then they hit him long here. He held that up, but that was a good throw.
Ball marked at the 10-yard line. They'll go 2 receivers to each side. Slap Thompson going to go over there and have a conference with his slot receiver on the left side, and it's going to be a trick play. We're going to get a flag, false start, and T.J. Johnson had the ball. And
who false started? I didn't see anybody move.
And that's a good question as the clock will run. Really no argument there. Thompson not happy with the offense, but 4:19 left here. Clock will continue to run. And
why get fancy? You know,
once in a while you like to throw a little. I think I would have saved that though for the regular season.
Save it
for maybe a tougher moment. But credit for the creativity.
So it's a 9-9 on the.
Would that be a Bob Gessler play? Would Coach Gessler call that play ever?
I would. Well, there's a play that I would call. It was similar to that, but that was called. Remember our silent snap? Just go up there and tap him, crave it, and snap it.
3 receivers to the right side. Johnson in the backfield. To the left of Thompson. Single receiver to the far side. It'll be Devin Tufts. Or excuse me, it'll be 238 left here. Bucket, and he's going to get down. So 3rd and goal at the 8-yard line.
Another one down.
And we have a player down. as the training staff will head out. Bodies coming together over there, so it's hard to see what happened. 2:21 left here, third quarter. While they attend to him, we will step aside for a break. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that's
2:21 here, third quarter. Dave Thompson, the banged up Cobra player. Hopefully nothing serious. He's going to walk to the sideline. A little bit of a limp, but he'll go unassisted. And it'll be third and goal for the Cleveland Cobras. I have to assume at this point it's going to be T.J. Johnson at quarterback. Going to be the receiver to the outside on the far side. Actually, three receivers left of Johnson, who's at quarterback. Germany and Tyree Knight, the receivers to the right. He'll flip Johnson from the right side to the left side. Actually, I believe that's going to be Cooney at quarterback. He is listed as wide receiver and quarterback. 1:48 left. He'll step back, three-step drop, fires out to the nearest, and it's going to be caught. Tyree Knight's going to slide down at the 3-yard line. That'll bring up fourth down for the Cobras, and Tyree Knight could sniff the end zone if he just,
Put your head down, square the shoulders, and go. He gets in. His momentum carries him in.
All right.
Wide juke step. You're right there.
So Tyree Knight with another great catch. Couldn't get into the end zone.
Great throw, too. Right there. Got good power.
He'll go back to the left side now with D'Angelo Thompson. And Cleveland will take a timeout. 1:06 left here in the third quarter. Cleveland with the timeout. We'll keep it right here this time. Cleveland with the 13-7 lead. And fourth and goal. So no matter what here, Coach, even if you don't get into the end zone, you're
a minute to go in the third quarter. Do you now go for the points, the touchdown, or do you go for the 3-point?
Be it a two-possession game for Erie.
Right. So do you take a chance?
What does Coach Gessler do? I love the pause.
Looking at the score, knowing that I had a kicker, I'm kicking the ball. But here's the problem. They fumbled that extra point. And that's why they only ended up with 13.
And they're running to the end of the field here, Coach. So I think they're going to take the shot here. So I believe the ball is marked at the 3-yard line. So it would be a 20-yard field goal for the Cobras.
Extra point.
Essentially, yes. So
it's an extra point. That's all it is.
Not much to ask of your kicker. But the execution on the snap, the hold, and the kick will have to come together. Did not on the last extra point. Or excuse me, on the first extra point.
So we just have a good snap, good hold, and get it through, which we had on the extra point on the last one. This is no pressure, just an extra point, and that's how you got to look at it.
So 1:06 left here, third quarter. Cleveland going to attempt a 20-yard field goal. Jeff Cooper-Ryder.
So that forces them to score and to get to 2 points, so that puts them in a
1:06 left here, third quarter. Cleveland to go for 3. They'll kick it from the right side. Rico, a little bit of high snap. He'll get it down. Kick is up.
Good.
And it is no good. They're saying no good with a minute left, third quarter. And there was some hesitation by the officials. I don't know what the hesitation was, but it looked And now from our angle now, we're obviously not under the goalpost to see that. But kind of like the Rich Carlos kick there. They called it good, but it's questionable at best.
Yeah, straight over the goalpost. Sorry.
All right, so 1 minute left here. Third quarter. Cleveland fails on the field goal, and it remains 13-7 in favor of the Cleveland Cobras. However, Erie will take over, and I believe it will take over from the spot of the hold.
Right, so that still puts them. So that still puts them at the 3-yard line coming out. So that's actually, it has not hurt them.
All right, so a calculated decision here by the Cleveland coaching staff.
Right, you miss it, you got them on the 3, you get it, you're ahead by touchdown 2-point conversion. But now they got to get to him.
Well, from our angle, they are going to mark it at the 3-yard line, and we'll give it to him where the hold was.
So are they going to put in Max McConnell, or are they going to bring the unknown linebacker?
Well, and I'll tell you right now, I put that quarterback back in just because he could pick up a few extra yards.
Exactly, especially where they're at. But you know what I'm going to do is I am going to – what do we got here now?
All right, so Erie now trying to work out of the shadow of their own end zone. 1 minute left here, third quarter.
There he is. I'd key him to
upfield, and he's going to get some yards here, give him some breathing room, drag a few Cobra players with him, and make it out to the 15-yard line. Enough for an Erie Express first down, and now the play calling becomes a little bit easier.
Well, it's obvious they're going to run him like a horse, that's all, and that's just what they're going to do.
35 seconds left here. Clock will continue to run here in this third frame. Cleveland with a 13-7 lead. Cleveland missing a 20-yard field goal as the Erie quarterback will set this up with twin receivers to each side. Williams to his right. He'll hand it off the left side. Some room to run, and he'll take a hit on the shoulder. Helmet, I believe his helmet did come off here. Guess who, Coach? I believe that was Robert Littlejohn in on that. Nope. Okay, we have another Erie player down, but he's going to bounce right back up. Well, and go back down, so Cleveland training staff will check on him. And I believe Andrew Spatow is the one that's down for Erie. They'll check on him. Nico St. Clair, on the play for Cleveland. See where they're going to mark the ball at.
Well, I'll tell you what, and I saw it. Wells, 19.
Yeah, Cam Wells.
He looked like he was held horribly on that play. So he went to the officials and said he had me holding me. And he goes, well, you didn't try to turn. I could see what he was doing, try to turn and pull away. But that's a false statement because he did try to pull and he was being held. So the official missed that call on that.
You're saying it was holding?
Oh, yeah.
There's never holding, Coach.
That's right. Spoken like a true lineman.
And the clock will run down here in the third quarter. We'll step aside for a break. When we come back, fourth quarter action here from Lakewood. Cleveland will take the 13-7 lead into the final frame. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and CityView Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One Network. We're back right after this. Catch all of the spring and summer action of Cleveland Cobras minor league football on Western Reserve Radio. If you're looking to continue your football career after high school, college, or even the pros, or to be part of the Cobras staff, go to clevelandcobrasfootball.com, Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442. Be a part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Erie will start the fourth quarter with the ball, trailing Cleveland by a score of 13-7. And our unknown quarterback in a shotgun, one running back to his left, twin receivers to each side. Second and about 3. They'll hand this one off to Sanders. Sanders to the outside, under pressure. Cleveland with the angle. He'll get to about the 25-yard line. And he needed to get, I believe, to the 26 for a first down. So 3rd and 1 for the Express. 14 and a half minutes left in the game. Sanders in the backfield to the left of the Express QB. 2 receivers to each side. He'll take them down, but either way, he would have had the first down. And Erie on an improvised play will get the ball at the 32-yard line. 1st and 10, 14-13 left in the game. Clock's going to stop. Looks like we have a Cobra player down. But he'll bounce it right back up. I believe that one is Little John this time. Clock will continue here, 14-10. Matt Federer will make his way to the field. Little John says, I'm good. Federer will come back out.
I don't understand that because the rule is you got to come off. I mean, he was down. Should have taken him out.
So twin receivers to each side this time. Back to pass. Looking downfield. Fires down the sideline. And almost caught one-handed by Erie. And because of the glare, hard to tell, but I believe that might be Kev Fortson on the defense. Passes was intended for Ryan Whitman. Whitman having a busy night. The 6'3", 180-pound wide receiver out of St. Francis. He's been targeted a lot.
So they threw down to the outside and
there with the receivers. And the officials really have given him the latitude.
Really?
Quan Turner now the corner on the far side. He'll make his way over. Erie still in that 2-by-2 set. Federer showing some pressure. Going to hold on to it. Quarterback going to bring it forward. He'll be brought down unceremoniously at the 38-yard line. Has to get to the 42 for a first down. Cleveland with the 13-7 lead.
They got to chop him at the knees when they go to bring him down. You got to pound them wheels, and he won't come back.
So 12:43 left. Clock continues to run. He'll stay a quarterback. Cam Sanders now to the right. 2-by-2 set. Back to pass. Fires over the middle. Overthrows it. And that'll bring up 4th down. Pass intended for Williams Troop out of Erie High School. He's a big boy himself, 5'11", 230, and that's a big guy coming at you. But 4th down now for Erie. We'll see if they'll punt this one away. Lazar coming on.
They need to be aware, though. Just be careful here. Don't jump because that'll give you the first down or it'll be close.
We'll see if Cleveland will even send a receiver back.
Yeah, that'd be 4 yards. Yeah, I got to be careful.
So in one of the minor league anomalies, 2-2s on the field. Not anymore. Vincent Taylor to return for Cleveland.
They need a return here. Don't jump. Don't make a mistake. Gives them a first.
Lazan to punt this one away. Taylor posting up right around his own 21-yard line. A little bit of a high snap. Lazan will bring it down.
Oh,
and there's going to be contact with the punter.
He was blocked in. No way.
And the ball is going to go out of bounds near the 30-yard line on the Cleveland side. However,
no, that's a bad call. No.
And I think that's the arguments made as he was pushed into the punter.
Yeah, that
but
was no
that's
way.
Not an argument you're going to win with the officials, and it'll be 1st and 10 for
he got blocked into him.
So 11:39 left here, 4th quarter. And a roughing the kicker call against Cleveland will give Erie a first down.
They called a running into the kicker. It's 5 yards.
Okay, so
I believe.
Well,
no,
they're going to. I don't like that little guy in the Price is Right. He goes up and then down, up and down. You know, but it's going to be just enough.
That was a horrible call. Horrible call.
So nonetheless, the Cobras will have to live with this one. 11:24 left. Clock will continue to run. Erie now, single receiver to the near side, 3 receivers to the far side, moving left to right on your devices. And we're going to get a whistle. And they're going to throw a ball in. May have So they may have the kicking ball in, Coach. I think they may want to get rid of that. Or
yeah, that's possible. That's probably what it was. Yeah, that looks a little darker than the other ones, so you know those kickers.
They do some weird things to those balls, Coach.
You ain't kidding.
All right, so Cam Sanders in the backfield, 3 receivers to the far side. 10:48 left here, fourth quarter. 1st and 10 for Erie. It'll run this off the far side. Room to run out past midfield and brought down near the Cleveland 38-yard line. We'll see where they give him the spot at. First down now for the Express, as Ambrose Picorni will make his way onto the field. And this unknown quarterback taking advantage of his size and speed there,
no
getting
doubt.
upfield.
I'll tell you what, he could move. I'll give you that. Big boy, he could fly.
So 1st and 10 for Erie. They'll mark it at the 38-yard line. Same play up middle. Cleveland going to restrict him to just about a 3-yard carry. He'll go down to the 35. 2nd and 7 for the Cobras. Some rotation going in on the defensive line for Cleveland, trying to keep him fresh. Joe Barrico going to make his way to the sideline. Williams Troop will be a receiver to the outside now. Moving up front, and we're going to get a flag.
Offside.
Thought they were going to give him the free play, but encroachment against Cleveland. So instead of 2nd and 7, now going to be 2nd and 2. With 9:48 left here in the game. Very close game, 13-7 in favor of the Cobras. 2nd and 2. With 9:48 left here in the game. Very close game, 13-7 in favor of the Cobras. And that call, Coach, on that punt,
yeah,
could be something that really decides the game.
Yeah, wasn't a good call.
I'll be interested to go back and see the video on that.
Yeah.
Riley, the outside receiver. They'll take it to the outside, trying to cut back in. Cleveland with the angle, and they're going to take a ball and try to reach in to rip the ball out. Picorni couldn't get. And it'll be 3rd down now for Erie as the clock reaches just about the 9-minute mark. Quarterback had lost his helmet, I believe, so he's going to have to come out for one play. Actually going to go down on a knee on the sideline. Didn't seem like it was an unusual collision, but Max O'Connell now going to come in back at quarterback. He took him through the entire first half.
Now, be careful.
2-by-2 for the Erie Express. Cam Sanders in the backfield. O'Connell and at quarterback. Some movement up front, and we're going to get a flag, and that's going to give Erie an easy first down with 8:35 left in the game. They're going to mark the ball, I believe, it's the 22-year regular PAFL season.
Yeah. He's either that or when they got him, he fell on the ball. But he is huffing and puffing.
So ball on the right hash mark now. They'll mark the ball at the 26-yard line. So ball on the right hash mark now. They'll mark the ball at the 26-yard line. Erie moving left to right. Snap. Hand off to Sanders. Sanders with some room to run to the outside. Looked like a Picorni was held by Russell, and they're not going to call that. And Cam Sanders with a move, and there's going to be a flag coming in, and it's going to be inside the 5-yard.
But he got held so bad on the edge, he could not break loose. That should have been holding right there.
Yeah, looked like Todd Russell held on to Picorni, and I'm not sure if that's the call that came out late.
No, they're stepping it off from back there, it looks like.
All right, so ball back now.
Yeah.
At the 20-yard line. They got it marked as first down. Okay, so nonetheless, Connell will remain at quarterback. The unknown quarterback came back onto the field for a moment there, Coach. He'll jog back to the sideline. Gary Williams in the backfield as well. Twin receivers to each side. Looping snap. O'Connell's going to drop it. He'll pick it back up, throw it in the corner, and that's going to be picked off at the 10, 20, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Cleveland squashes the Erie drive with 7:41 left here in the fourth quarter. And that's going to be DeAndre Black with a big play for the Cobras. And Cleveland with a chance to eat some of this clock up. 7:41 left, Coach. A lot of time left.
Yeah, but you got to get down there right now. Take your time. Don't make any mistakes. Long, sustained drives, because that's how you win this game. You get down there, so be it. That you got to get some points. But right now, don't get silly. Don't get greedy.
So they're actually marked the ball at the 30. 7:41 left here, fourth quarter. Cobras first and 10 after the DeAndre Black interception. And a lot of this was what was missing last year, Coach, in these moments. In the last 2 weeks, that has kind of changed for them.
Yep.
So James Cooney still at quarterback, and we're going to have to take a timeout. Again, help him out here. Official's going to talk.
Throw a flag because they broke the huddle with too many. There it is.
Okay, so an illegal substitution against Cleveland. That'll knock them back 5. First and 15 at the 25-yard line now here. But new quarterback in here. Sometimes you have a little bit of time, a little bit of problem adjusting.
And I understand that, but get your personnel. You got to make sure that your wide receiver, running back coach, whoever's on that, make sure we have our personnel right.
So first and 15 now for Cleveland. 7:41 left here in the game. James Cooney at quarterback. Malik Gaddy to his left. Twin receivers to each side. That'll be Malik Gaddy again at running back. On the handoff. He'll cut back inside. He'll be swallowed up in the backfield. Maybe a loss of a couple yards on the play. Gaddy will head back to the huddle.
Yeah, they didn't need this. They got to go forward. They're going backwards.
Marvin Germany actually making his way to the field. Malik Gaddy will head to the sideline. 7:18 left on a running clock. Germany. And I believe that's going to be Matt Wise, the twin receivers to the near side. Two receivers to the far side. Cooney with the handoff to Johnson. Actually going to pull it himself, make his way upfield, but he's going to be swallowed up there. Probably would have been better off giving that off to Johnson, but well defended by Erie.
Good discipline on the edge.
Cleveland will have to get to the 40-yard line for a first down. The clock will continue to run. 6:35 left here in the fourth quarter. Cobras with the very slim 13-7 lead. So Dave Thompson getting banged up here in the third quarter. He'll head to the sideline. A few people on the way out. Erie showing pressure on the line. They're going to. Cooney back to pass. Under pressure, and he's going to be wrapped up and brought down near the 13 line. And fourth down now for Cleveland. They're going to have to punt this one away. Jeff Cooper Ryder have to come on and change the field position for Cleveland.
He's got to get a massive punt here.
And good coverage, too.
To boot.
Ryan Whitman back to return for the Express.
Kick it away from him. He's your speedster. Pick one side.
Punt team making their way on the field here. 5:14 left. Clock will continue to run. Cooper Ryder actually bringing the ball in here, so.
You know those kickers, they got to have their special ones.
They are a little superstitious like that.
Is that what you call them?
I don't know. Shout out to Bill Santel.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, Cooper Ryder actually and it's going to hit and take a Cleveland bounce down out to midfield, just short of the midfield stripe. They'll give him the 49-yard line, but it will help out the Cleveland defense a little bit.
It was probably about a 47-yard punt. He needed that.
So, great job in bringing that ball down and getting that away. A lot of guys would have shied away. A lot of pressure coming up the middle there, Coach, but Cooper Ryder gets that off. So it'll be up to the Cleveland defense with 4:37 left here in the fourth quarter to stop the Erie Express. And they'll replace O'Connell with the mystery quarterback.
Setting it right at the 50.
Oh, I take that. Well, yep. Sanders in the backfield with him as well. Single receiver to the near side. He'll be one-on-one with DeAndre Black. 3 receivers to the far side. Snap, trying to get to the outside, and he'll be wrapped up just short. May have lost about a half a yard on the play, but they'll give him the 50-yard line. Clock continues.
Got to get a stop here. All they're going to do is run the ball.
Erie, not single receiver to the near side. Actually, they sent Williams Troop over this way. They'll send him back. He'll be part of the 3 receivers to the far side. 2 yards.
On it. 1 yard, Jim. They gave him 1 yard on it.
They'll mark that at the Cleveland 49-yard line. And we'll see if the Cobras can gut this one out.
They got to be aware in the back. Those guys just got to do their job back there. Let the linebackers and the down people do their job here. They have got to stop him.
DeAndre Black going to be in single coverage against
Heat.
Riley. Actually, Twins now to the near side. Back to pass, 3-step with 2:57 left in the game.
But it is 4th down.
So less than 3 minutes to play, and we're going to get a clock stoppage, and Cleveland is going to take a timeout with 2:57 left here in the game. Timeout, Cleveland will step aside for a break. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and CityView Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
Timeout. All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, presented by the OHSAA and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem Sports Talk is on the iMedia One Network. Youngstown, Ohio.
2:57 left here in the game. Erie with a 4th and 9 from the Cleveland 49-yard line. Cobras with a 13-7 lead. And a big play for the Cobras. We were talking about what they for his size, moves very well.
Oh, he's a very fast individual.
Wish we had a name for him. We apologize. Not listed on the roster. Looks more like a linebacker, maybe a college-sized linebacker. So twin receivers. Riley will be the receiver to the outside. He'll send a man in motion from left to right. Handoff on the end around, and penetration in the back. Robert Littlejohn bringing him down in the on the Erie side of the field at the 45-yard line. Turnover on downs. Cleveland takes over. 2:52 left in the game.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was an outstanding job by Littlejohn, because all he did was scrape, but he was patient, and he got between the blocker and the runner, and let me tell you what, he hit him with everything he had and brought him right down. There was nothing there. That's amazing.
So certainly,
great job.
Game not over by any stretch here with 2:52 left. Cleveland going to have to eat some of this clock up. Timeouts have been used generously here in the game as Tyree Knight will head to the sideline. D'Angelo Thompson will head onto the field.
Got to keep getting positive yards here, though. Be smart about it and get positive yards.
Cleveland will have the ball at the 45-yard line on the Erie side of the field.
Come on, quarterback. Watch the arm going up.
All right, so we got T.J. Johnson at quarterback. Twin receivers to each side. Clock will start on the snap. Johnson taking his time. He'll make the middle. Interfered with no flag on the play.
Interference.
D'Angelo Thompson was hemmed up with Jay Gluss. Gluss out of Grove City College. And I think he got away with one there, Coach.
He got away with one. Wow, that's 2 big calls that didn't go our way, that's for sure.
So clock will continue to run here. They'll wind it up, 2:48.
He's telling you to run it. Run it.
DJ Johnson at quarterback. Germany. And Cooney to the left side. Fires. Tuff's going to catch this one inside the 35, down at the 34-yard line. That's enough for A Cleveland first down, and that'll be another 4 downs for Cleveland to try to eat up the last 2.5 minutes. Cooney and Thompson to the far side. Tufts and Germany to the near side. We'll take a timeout. 2:21 left here in the game. We'll keep it right here as we
don't get. That's it. Get your guy out of there. Calm him down. Get him out of there. Can't afford anything right now.
Can't say much about. You can't say any more about the job that the offensive line for Cleveland has done tonight. Plenty of time to throw the ball. That's got to be a bright sign for a Cleveland team that really has worked hard in the offseason to improve themselves, especially in the trenches. And they'll be off next week, but they will be back on May 31st as they will kick off the official 2025 PAFL season. Cuyahoga Valley Rapids coming in, and Rapids doing a great job building that organization. Had an opportunity to see them against the Northwest Ohio Warlocks at Infocision Field in Akron. And quite the presentation there, Coach. A lot of work going into that team, and hats off to them. Now, the question is, will they be able to match the
clock is running.
So we're going to have an official timeout now. Oh, yep, we hit the 2-minute mark. Or 2:01. All right, so he's going to take that 1 second off. We're going to make it official down to 2.
Our clock operator is about to jump out of the building.
Our officials being very precise here. So, and a lull in the action here. Probably could have taken that break, but nonetheless, we'll keep it here in Lakewood. 2 minutes left here, fourth quarter. Cleveland with a 13-7 lead over the Erie Express.
How many timeouts does Erie have?
That is a good question. As Cleveland will head right to the line. Cooney and D'Angelo Thompson will be the receivers to the far side. Germany and Devin Tufts. I'll tell you, Devin Tufts has made a name for himself tonight here. Looks like a great addition to this offense. A couple of drops there, but I think he's going to settle right in to this offense.
Just got to be smart here.
So T.J. Johnson in for relief of Slap Thompson, who went down in the third quarter with an injury. Johnson. He'll pull it. He'll take it himself. Past the 35. He'll get behind Marvin Germany. He'll get a block for him and make his way down to the 26-yard line. He needed to get to the 25 for the first down. Clock will stop with 1:51 left. Erie will take their timeout to stop the clock. We'll step aside for a timeout as well. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One network.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Your home for PAFL football is the iMedia One Network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
1:51 left here, fourth quarter, coming out of the Erie timeout. Trying to conserve some time up on the clock. Cleveland with the 13-7 lead. Johnson at quarterback. Twin receivers to each side. Johnson getting the ball down to the 26-yard line. Need about a yard. He'll hand it off. A little bit of stepping in there. And he'll get right back to the line of scrimmage. And he's going to be about a yard short of the first down. It'll be third down. And Erie will burn another timeout with 1:44 left here in the game.
That has to be their last timeout. That was 3 in a row.
Trying to conserve as much as they can. And Cleveland, just as if they were listening to you, Coach, trying to keep the ball on the ground.
I will tap you. Don't anybody, one of the wide receivers, yelling at him, what are you doing, what are you doing? And they go over and tap you and just go whoosh, right down the field. Works every time, Jim. Silent count.
We may have seen that once or twice here, right on the iMedia One network. We'll get the whistles here, 1:44 left. in this game. Cleveland with the 6-point lead. Erie trying to conserve time, and they should be out of their allotted timeouts.
Yeah, that's it. This is 2-down territory. They're gonna bring the house. So they got to figure out what they're going to do because them linebackers are coming.
They'll go max protection, one running back to each side of Johnson. Single receiver to the far side, twin receivers to the near side. Cleveland, 3rd and 1. Johnson waiting for the snap. He'll take it himself, trying to get a block to the outside. He'll have enough for the first down. He'll get knocked out of bounds at the 20. It's 1st and 10 for Cleveland with 1:38 left.
That should be game over.
And victory formation should be the next formation for Cleveland.
Yeah, they can't stop it, so.
And for the first time in many seasons, it looks like, I guess I can say it now, Coach, it looks like the Cobras will finally get a victory over the Erie Express, and Erie will suffer their second loss in as many weeks. Unusual for the Erie Express, but again, the regular season not starting until May 31st, so a lot of time to make some adjustments and change a few things. They'll have that.
Well, and it doesn't look they traveled very well either, too, Jim. There's people that have got to be out. And
yeah, certainly we got to talk to Paul Pennington earlier and said they were a little bit light on the roster side today. And victory formation as Johnson will take the snap from under center. He'll take a knee. And the clock will continue to run.
What are you shutting it down for? You can't. What are you stopping the clock for? No. They had one more.
Okay, so they did have one more timeout because they went to the 2-minute warning. All right. So we're going to have to let these officials know we're up here to kind of help us out here.
Yeah, because I was confused on that.
All right, so we have stood corrected on that. We thought they were out of timeouts. There was one left.
But this is going to be irrelevant anyway.
So
takes the ball, take about 4 steps back, then kneel down.
Johnson under center. All academic now. So he'll take the knee here. Clock will start. And it is all academic right now. Cobras, I will say it will look like they're on their way to their second victory in as many weeks. Shutting out the Warlocks last week, 27-0, and I realize there was some controversy around that, but
that game
there was
over.
Certainly no way that
no
the Cobras would have lost that game. So Johnson now paying attention to the referee behind him.
Give him the 10-second, 5 seconds.
And it'll take one more to make this one official.
Yeah, he'll have to snap it with probably 12 seconds.
Cleveland. As far as our records are going to go, Coach, we'll start 2-0 this year.
There you go.
They will head to May 31st to open the regular season here in Lakewood. They'll take on the Cuyahoga Valley Rapids. A team that has a lot of buzz around them with everything that they're doing and building that organization. And, of course, the Cobras, one of the older organizations at this level, been around since 2007. Delay of game on Cleveland, so they would have taken the 1 second anyway and start at the snap and delay game.
Delay game.
All right, so we're going to move that back here. It'll be 1 second left officially. And,
they called it.
And that will be it. Both teams head to the sideline. They'll meet at the 50-yard line. And this one is in the books. The Cleveland Cobras, they get the 13-7 win over the Erie Express. The second win in as many weeks, and they will head to the PAFL opener on May 31st here in Lakewood. We're going to step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll give you a scoring recap, and we will wrap it up here in Lakewood. You are listening to the Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One Network.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, Now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDP, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org.
Your home for PAFL football is the iMedia One Network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Back here one more time in Lakewood, Ohio, as we wrap up Game 2 of the 2025 Cleveland Cobras season. Cobras get out with a 13-7 win over the Erie Express. Been a long time since they had a victory over the Erie Express, and that's got to feel good, Coach, if you feel like you're building in the right direction here. Saw a lot of good things tonight. We saw some things that just need a little tweaking.
Oh, absolutely.
And this game could have been the score could have been a whole lot wider.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been that, because there was probably at least 2 touchdowns that were flat out dropped. So they, again, nerves, that's going to happen. Playing the great team, the Erie Express, so these things happen. But you got to clean it up, because once that season starts, man, wins and losses mean everything.
Certainly. All the scoring done in the second quarter. After a scoreless first quarter, it would be 4:35 left when D'Angelo Thompson would go 45 yards through the air on a pass from Dave Thompson to get into the end zone to make the score 6-0 in favor of the Cobras. With 1:34 left in the second quarter, it would be Cam Sanders on a 30-yard interception return for a touchdown that would give Erie their only score of the night. They would convert on the extra point. It'd be 7-6 in favor of the Erie Express. And with just 39 seconds left in the second quarter, Devin Tufts, he gets his first touchdown as a Cleveland Cobra, a 21-yard touch convert on the extra point. It'd be 7-6 in favor of the Erie Express. And with just 39 seconds left in the second quarter, Devin Tufts, he gets his first touchdown as a Cleveland Cobra, a 21-yard touchdown. Pass from Dave Thompson. Somehow I got an interception in there, Coach. I don't know. I'm trying to get my notes straight here. But all the scoring done in the second quarter. Scoreless second half. Defensively, can't ask for much more from Cleveland. They were put in a couple of bad positions, not horrible. But one of the things that really did help them was the punting of Jeff Cooper Ryder. Changed the field position a couple of times. And then the offense doing what they do. You talked about patience. I thought they showed a lot of that tonight as they start to develop.
Yeah, and they'll be fine. They'll do what they need to do. It's just... they just got to clean up, first of all, the mistakes. They got to do that. And then second of all, they got to catch balls. I mean, again, we talk about stuff that was left out on the field. Defensively, they bend, but they didn't break. And that's very, very important. I don't care what the yardage is. You were outscored 10-1. That's okay. It's what's on the scoreboard that counts, and that's how it ends.
For the Erie Express, again, down a few players today. They make the trip from Erie to Lakewood. Second loss in as many weeks, kind of characteristic for this program. However, when they have a full roster, when some plays, Erie always one of the top programs in the country.
Football team. It's just how it goes, and whether it was a 2 or a 3 that had to step up, I mean, you're still playing the best of the best.
Yeah, certainly. Erie also, looking forward to that May 31st PFL kickoff. Cleveland will be hosting the Cuyahoga Valley Rapids here in Lakewood, and we look forward to that as we kick off the official Premier Amateur Football League season. Of course, we're looking forward to working with all the coaches and, of course, Commissioner Jermaine Campbell as he makes his return after a couple-year hiatus at this level. And so many times you can say, what is old is new again. We had a good time with the OFL-PAFL combination there back in from 14, 15, 16 in that area. And
back in the day.
Yep, certainly we're looking forward to having that same amount of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we will be off next Saturday here, but of course you can tune in at 9 a.m. as Pat Lucia will be back. And I believe, is it going to be a Pat Lucia coach combination?
I believe so. I
All
told
right.
him I should be okay next Saturday. If he needs me, please call. I enjoy talking sports with him. He's very knowledgeable, and I just like Pat. Pat's a good guy.
Yeah,
He
filling
really
in for
is.
Dave Clark. Dave Clark had a little bit of a procedure here. He's going to bounce back, and he's our in-house celebrity there. Former LA Ram, former Philadelphia Star from the USFL.
Yeah,
played for Arizona as well.
Sure, you got to put that helmet back on.
And, of course, listening. And as always, Mark Means, Dave Ferris.
Absolutely.
Keeping an eye on making sure we behave. Nobody should have that job.
Oh, please. We could behave. It means to just find something wrong. You know Mark.
So after 4 quarters, Cleveland will get the 13-7 win, and we will see you here on May 31st as the Cobras, they prepare to host the Cuyahoga Valley Rapids here on Western Reserve Radio and City View Sportscast, all a part of the iMedia One Network. And we hope that you have a great weekend.
Good night, all.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of Western Reserve Radio. And we now return to our regularly scheduled programming.